Ladies and gents, you're delusional if you think Chelsea have a single shot into making the Champions League. Just letting you know, you're delusional if you think Chelsea have a shot in the dark to even remotely make it to Champions League. You're delusional if you think Newcastle can just win all their games going forward. Or can't. You're delusional if you think that Newcastle will drop points. You're delusional. Absolutely delusional. All you Chelsea fans thinking that there was any hope, you're absolutely delusional. Absolutely. You know what? You're so delusional. Let me show you something else. Let me show you something else, Chelsea fans. You deluded, positive, toxic positivity merchants out there. Absolutely deluded. Let me show you something else here. How dare you even think there's a single chance that Chelsea are going to make it to Champions League? Maresca out, Bowley out, directors out, toxic positivity merchants out, all of them out. This isn't Chelsea. The fuck do we have any business in Champions League? We ain't gonna make it, guys. We ain't gonna make it. I'm here to tell you. I'm here to be real with you. All right. I'm here to give you the God honest truth. To be realistic. We aren't making Champions League. We're not gonna win any more games going to the end of the season. We can't win. How can we possibly win with this team? We're not gonna go back to the form we were in the beginning. We can't beat Liverpool. We can't beat Newcastle. We can't beat... Nottingham Forest aren't going to drop points. Newcastle aren't going to drop points. They have Isak. You know. What do you mean? What do you mean they're going to drop points? What do you mean they're going to drop points? What do you mean we're going to win like we have a chance to go to the fucking Champions League? What are you talking about, Marshall? You're delusional. Well, people, I told you it's very realistic that Chelsea could make UCL. It's not done. I know it's not done, but I told you guys last stream, you best pray and you best hope that we don't make UCL for your sake. Because I want Chelsea to make UCL. And we are on our way to make UCL. I think we will beat Newcastle. I think this team is up for it. But if you want to keep believing that it's all negativity for Chelsea and all great for other teams around you because you don't watch Newcastle day to day, because you don't watch Nottingham Forest day to day, because you don't watch Aston Villa day to day, then by all means, if you think it's rainbow and sunshines for them and cloudy with a chance of delusion for us, then go ahead. Keep thinking that, please, because it just gives me more people to call out, more receipts. So please keep it coming. Keep not believing in this club. Keep not believing that these players can come back and go back to the form that they were in before. Keep believing that these players don't step up for big occasions, like I said repeatedly. But hey, some are going to say I'm speaking too soon. And you know what? You might be right. But hey, it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic that Chelsea are going to make Champions League. I'm going to hold you guys to that. Because you know what? I'm wrong. You guys are right. I'm deluded. You guys are more realistic. Chelsea are not going to make it into UCL. They can't possibly beat Liverpool. They can't possibly beat Liverpool. Like, what are we talking about? They can't beat Liverpool. What are we doing? They're not going to beat Liverpool. There's no way they will. We're Chelsea. We're horrible. We don't have a striker. Cole Palmer is in shit form. Enzo Fernandez isn't good enough. We have a horrible defense. We have Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez tax people. And Maresca's a fraud. Inexperienced manager. Championship manager. Boring system, boring football. We're not going to make UCL, ladies and gents. But that being said, I'm done boring this conversation. Let's talk about the football. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to the panel. Big up to our starting panelists. We got Ahmed. Unless I say, I'm going to be the Bridge Nation. We have Real Chicken Nugget Chris. We have Oliver Twist as well. And I am Casually FC, Marshall DBDX, your host today. Ladies and gents, great result today. Great performance. Many things to talk about. All of us watched the game. All of us are feeling a little bit more optimistic about the season, but we'll discuss, we'll pick apart, and we'll definitely have some conversations in today's game. But to start things off, as always, ladies and gents, a quick summary of today's match. Starting off with the lineup, obviously similar, if not a tit for tat, same lineup that we saw against the last game we played, which was Everton, I believe. So strong lineup there. We had Enzo Fernandez, Lavia back in the lineup as well. Cole Palmer still in the lineup, who had a fantastic performance. We'll discuss his performance today. And just overall, a somewhat strong Liverpool side. They didn't start academy kids or anything. They did put on their bench players who are still formidable players. You still had a Salah in there. You still had Van Dijk in there, Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold. The spine, a good portion of the spine of the club still there. They did rest McAllister. They did rest Gravenberch, Sobozo, and all those guys. Luis Diaz did rest as well. But still a formidable side to go up against. And it only took 3 minutes, ladies and gents. 1, 2, 3. I'm helping you count here because you don't know how to count points when it comes to Chelsea's chances of getting into Champions League. So I'm going to help you out. 1, 2, 3. 3 minutes before Enzo Fernandez crashes the box. A lovely movement from Cole Palmer finding, actually not even, it was, I think Lavia dispossesses Liverpool, finds Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer shoots it over to the right wing where he finds Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto swings it into the box, a low-driven cross along the ground, and Enzo Fernandez with a nice little touch on the volley gets it behind the net. We are ahead 1-0 in the first half. And for the first 10 minutes or so, Chelsea were dominating. Chelsea were creating chances. They were pushing for another goal in the Liverpool box. And then the game started to swing towards giving Liverpool more of the possession, and Chelsea unintentionally, according to Maresca, playing a bit of a low block, a bit of a mid block, just trying to hold on to pressure, and then hitting Liverpool on the counterattack. The amount of times that Cole Palmer in the deep pockets of the game, just finding the openings in the Liverpool defense and just threading a ball through to a Neto or to a Nani Madueke. Jackson as well, who found himself offsides very often today. Fell for the offside trap multiple times that Liverpool set for him. So something he has to definitely improve on because this can't keep happening. But continuing on, a strong first half performance. Things were looking pretty good. And then we go into the second half. Again, coming out strong, same lineup. I don't think there's any changes made at halftime. Same lineup goes out there. And again, Cole Palmer with a brilliant moment on the right-hand side, overlapping with Pedro Neto, has a little 1-2 with him, then takes the ball, says, Simicast, you're no Robertson, and puts him down and beats him, and then gets the ball into the box. Nani just missed it, I think, but then it hits Endo ends up blocking the shot for Nani or intercepting it. Then it lands into Van Dijk's foot. He kicks it out. Jarell Kwanzaa forgets he's playing for Liverpool, not Chelsea, and he ends up scoring an own goal as a result. Endo nearly saving it a second time from the accidental Kwanzaa own goal. Kwanzaa, who had a howler of a game today, let's be honest. And then Chelsea are up 2-0, and things are looking up and up. Obviously, we know 2-0 is a very dangerous score line. And as a result, you know, we did soak in a bit of pressure. Lavia was doing his best to, you know, dispossess Liverpool players as much as possible. He had a perfect game in terms of passing ability, no missed passes at all, which is a fantastic stat to see. He got a standing ovation from Chelsea fans and booed by the Liverpool fans on his way out because they just couldn't play past him. Lavia was fantastic today. He was a catalyst to what allowed us to play the way we wanted to play today. And yeah, we just continued giving Jackson, Nani, Neto, anyone opportunities to get into the box and try to score. At one moment, Palmer, again, 1v1 beats Liverpool defenders on the left-hand side. I forget who was on the left-hand side. And he nearly beats Alisson Becker on his near post, hits the post, and it dribbles out. We had good moments today, guys, where we hit the crossbar, we hit the post. We could have scored more goals, really. And unfortunately, in a moment of this concentration from a set piece, you have Virgil van Dijk there, who usually does a good job of capitalizing on those moments. And he gets a header from zonal marking. Let's just be honest. A horrible man marking because we don't do it, apparently, for this set piece. And Van Dijk had no one to really challenge him. So he had a free header. Nothing Sanchez can do about it. Sanchez, who had a relatively quiet game today as well. Chalobah, a fantastic game from him, just stopping Salah, stopping any attacks from forming into anything for Liverpool. But yeah, that goal from Van Dijk brings the score to 2-1. It is looking a little nervy. It is looking a little scary. But the boys stood up. The boys said, you know what? We're going to still go for it. We're going to still go for another goal. And lo and behold, Caicedo makes a run, a 1-2 with whoever it was. The link-up play today was phenomenal, but there was like a 1-2. Caicedo is free. He makes a run into the box, and Kwanzaa, again, howler of a performance, tackles Caicedo, brings him down. It's a penalty, and Cole Palmer steps up. Cole Palmer got an assist for... Well, he didn't get an assist technically because it was an own goal from Kwanzaa, but he was just creating a lot of the opportunities we had. And yeah, Cole Palmer steps up. People are a little nervy. Listen, he missed one penalty. He's human. He's allowed to miss a penalty. I didn't think he was going to miss any more after that. And he looked brilliant today. He felt like he was at his old self. And lo and behold, he puts it away. Chelsea win the game 3-1. Cole Palmer penalty in the 90th minute plus 6 minutes of stoppage time. And Chelsea are even on points with Newcastle. Only difference being the amount of goals scored. I think Newcastle have more goals than us. The goal difference is the same. And yeah, if the next result is the big one, guys. I mean, if Chelsea managed to win, if Chelsea even managed to draw, it's favorable. But a win puts it away. I think a win against Newcastle pretty much nearly guarantees our spot in Champions League. It's not mathematically sealed, but it's almost guaranteed. But you know what? I shouldn't say that. It's not realistic of me to say that. So Ahmed, my man, we'll start with you. It's been a while since we started with you. Your reaction to the match, your summary of the match. What do you think, my friend?
I'm not liking this new gimmick, but game's the game. But you know,
no one liked my gimmick when I was trying to tell them like, hey, it's possible we can go to Champions League. So you know what? I'm the guy who just presents unlikable gimmicks. So
I mean, yeah,
I'm just keeping it consistent.
Listen, but no one's smug like this. That's what I'm gonna say. But listen, the game's the game.
Nah, but I'm me. The Marshall's the Marshall. That's what I gotta say.
That's it, man. But listen, one of the things I said in my preview is that we needed to win this game. If you wanted to make Champions League football, we need to win this game. I trusted the team. They did everything that we needed to do, and they got the job done. And that's what matters at the end of the day, man. We were able to get the job done, and I think this is a big result. Whether we like to admit or not, I don't care. About how. Remember, I think something I said recently was that I don't care how we do it, by hook or by crook, and we got it done. I think the players played really well. well, all of them in general. I think barring Jackson, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Who we'll discuss, right? I think Madueke really had a really big game today, in my personal opinion. Cole Palmer, I felt like a lot more better, a lot more revitalized, in my personal opinion as well.
I never said we're gonna win the league. Find the quote,
You know
find
what I
the
mean?
receipt. I never said that.
Or video.
Or video. Just find it.
That's
I
clear.
never said it.
Yeah, but like, irregardless, you know, yeah, obviously, you know, Palmer could have refound himself, retooled himself quite well. I think Neto had a very good game as well in terms of like him looking for his teammates and stuff like that. Again, we spoke about Palmer as well. I think Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo, amazing games in general. Nothing to really disagree with here. I think the centre backs did a good job today, you know, doing their jobs. Kukore did a great job against Salah, in my personal opinion. I just think in general the team did the job that needed to be done. That's it. Right? Yeah. So I think that's what this comes down to. And we got the job done and we got the 3 points. And now, again, we go into a big game against Newcastle where even getting a draw there is not a bad result in my personal opinion.
No, we're at that point, like right now, yeah. Even if we get a draw there, it still puts us in contention. And that, of the remaining 3, I feel like that's the most difficult match, obviously, because they're both going to be up for it. I mean, Newcastle are well aware. They want to do Champions. They want to get into Champions League. Isak wants to play Champions League football. I'm sure of it, right? Like, that's the one player everyone is talking about. He could get a potential move in the summer, and I think that's highly going to depend on Champions League football. Players like him do want to play Champions League. Also, from a financial aspect, you know, that's Newcastle is still a team that they need to sell to bring in players. Like, they have to find a balance, and I think Isak is a player that I don't think they want to sell him. I actually, they definitely don't want to sell him, but if they have to, if the price is right, they will because of financial reasons. But I mean, with UCL there, it alleviates that. You know, you have the financials to keep the player, but that's neither here nor there. They have reasons to fight for Champions League, obviously, is what I'm trying to get at. Oliver, what are your thoughts on today's match, man?
I couldn't really ask for much better, to be honest. You know, they are the champions, and on any day they're going to be a good team. And you know, even today we did come under pressure at times, but I thought in general we guarded the goal pretty well. We gave Sanchez very little to do in terms of the shot stopping end of things. And we did our thing at the other end of the pitch, you know, getting the ball in the box. We're doing a lot of low crossing today. You know, we don't usually do that. It's often the high cross, and then at that point, you're playing with 10 men because Jackson won't read it. But getting those low balls in, you know, that's really where you can get Enzo into the game on the edge of the box, and then also just causes issues with, you know, Van Dijk trying to clear the ball. That's where the own goal comes from. You're putting it into the corridor of uncertainty. So. It was a good performance all round in general. I don't really have many complaints besides, you know, the goal we conceded. I mean, that was just, you know, really could have been the cherry on top of the cake if it was a clean sheet. And just the way Van Dijk walked up unmarked and headed that in, you know, it's pretty poor. I don't like the fact that we're on the zonal marking thing. At least put someone on him. Like, I know Chalobah and Colwill aren't good in the air, but just have some pressure on him. But there was nothing. Apart from that, I honestly have no complaints. Our midfield just dominated the game in general, both on and off the ball. And I'm very happy with that. I didn't expect to win, so I'm really chuffed.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I'm really, really ecstatic about it. TMZ127, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Chelsea beats Liverpool, and my $2 bet on the Kentucky Derby hit, and I won $500. Great weekend. TMZ127, I got you, fam.
Is it wow? Oh, wait, yeah.
Good for you. Congratulations, TMZ. Chelsea have made his weekend just a little bit richer. So big up to you, my friend.
Every little helps.
Every little thing helps. And yeah, good luck finding it because you're not going to. I never said I never said we're gonna win the league.
I remember people trying to make Marshall to say we're gonna win the league, and he was
make sure to send it to me too as well. Just on a platform.
Yeah, send it.
Yeah,
it's be AI. I swear to God, if it's AI, I'm gonna.
It's gonna be the Johnny type of AI.
I will AI you. That's what I will do.
Make sure it's AI as well, please.
We have a receipts channel on Discord, by the way, if you want to put it there, maybe. I don't know.
Listen, in December when everyone's saying we were in a title race, I said no, we're not. Let me get after December. So I don't know how you think. You must be confusing me for someone else who might be of tan skinned. We'll say that. Skinned. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Wow,
Your thoughts on the game today.
That is a comment and a half, bro.
Oh God.
Ahead,
like you said, what Oliver and Ahmed said, and you said that, I agree with what you said as well. But all I asked today was to treat this like a final, treat it like your lives depend on it, treat it like you need your pay rises for Champions League football, Navy as well. You know, want it for that. But yeah, I felt like a lot was saying we're gonna lose today, and we definitely proved a lot of like Chelsea fans wrong. Well, not we, Chelsea, the players, proved them wrong as well. So that was great to see as well, and it was also great to see as well. A lot of these players fought for each other. Like everyone, barring, I wouldn't say Jackson didn't try fighting for us, but Jackson was just cosplaying Timo Werner today. That's the only thing I was saying about Jackson as well. Like he was frustrating to watch. Pardon?
Sorry, just a little.
Oh no, it's just the one thing that was frustrating about Jackson, because I felt like if Jackson just watched his onside, we would have been like 2 or 3 goals, like up by like 60 minutes at least anyway. But yeah, like he was frustrating. But like today, like Lavia. We got to stick with the 3 midfielders end of the season as well. If we want to be like, you know, getting this Champions League football, play Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo, because that is the perfect formula, like, you know, to get these wins as well. And yeah, like we need to stay focused for the Newcastle and Nottingham Forest and Man United, because even if we lose to Newcastle, it's not end of the world. Today is the day where we got up 3 points and we can get 3 points against Nottingham Forest and 3 points against Man United, and we'll be top 4 because we beat Nottingham Forest and they won't be ahead of us. So yeah, like just stay focused for that. Yeah, like for that. But yeah, like it's a great game. Just stay focused, I would say. That's what I can say about that. But Cole Palmer as well. It's good to see him, because I thought it'd be pardon? No, like I thought it'd be Jackson, the Navy step up today, because he's been in good form the last 2 or 3 games, I say. But like Cole Palmer just came out of nowhere and showed his form. He doesn't really do against the big teams either, and he definitely stepped up today. Every goal came from Cole Palmer. The first goal, he passed it to Neto, and Neto crossed it into Enzo and got the goal. And then that own goal was down to Cole Palmer again, and he got the penalty what he scored. So yeah, like, and a lot of his passing in general, Cole Palmer was quick and good. It's just a couple of times maybe he took too long, but yeah, he was near perfect today for me, Cole Palmer. Even Chalobah again, he's surprising me. He's having another great game as well. Like in that defense, like really, really solid performance. I'm thinking maybe this guy can stay next season as a potential like competitor to the other centre backs anyway, like a bench player or competitor, or maybe a potential star if he gets better next season. But yeah, like they didn't challenge our goalkeeper Sanchez. Salah was quiet. Cucurella kept him real quiet for sure. But yeah, it's a great day, and I thought it was gonna be tough, but I felt like we walked it. I'll be honest. I felt like Chelsea walked it. They let Liverpool have the possession, but we had all the chances. They had barely any chances. They had a corner from Van Dijk and what's his name? Nunes. That header. That was a great chance, but he fucked that up. So yeah.
I was going to say, man, Jackson weren't the only one cosplaying as your boy Werner.
No, yeah, that's true. But yeah, it was good. It was good today. Very happy.
Oh, that guy stinks, man, Nunes. Oh my god.
I do think
3 points, bro.
I definitely think top 4, top 5, or whatever. Maybe top 3. Who knows? Arsenal slipping. They're slipping. We can get top 3, and I double down for top 3 for this season. So maybe I'm right about Chelsea's position this season. But yeah, it's a good day.
Before we even continue any conversation today, we need to talk about this. For all you potch peggers out there, the inexperienced championship manager is already tied.
Talk to him.
League
Talk to him.
Winner, right?
Talk to him.
The Champions League finalists, the Premier League experienced manager in Pochettino, already tied them on 63 points with 3 games left.
Speak on it, bro.
And I'll say this, listen, I'll say this. I don't think this is going to happen, but it can happen. I think it's more likely to happen. This is my opinion now, all right? This is more likely to happen than not. If we win the next 3 games, we end on 72 points, which is what I said we could end on.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. People
I thought you
laughed
said
at me
like
about it.
75 maybe.
Maybe I did, but I did say
In the
72.
70s, it's
I
definitely
swear I
70s,
said
yeah.
72.
My man said in the vicinity of.
In the vicinity of upper 70s.
If you got bang on, that's crazy. If you got bang on, that's crazy.
I mean, I predicted a loss against Liverpool, but hey, you know what? Here we are. We won against Liverpool, and people are already going to discredit. What?
You just gotta glaze it.
That's what you're hearing right now. That's what you're hearing right now from Martin Ruff's
Whoa.
on himself. He's
You
giving
did
it up.
not.
Let's be
Yo.
honest.
Okay,
That's what you
first things
do.
first. First things first. We do have a receipts channel in the Discord, so if you do clip up anything, you can place highlights, receipts, all that fun stuff in the Discord with the link there. So just copy and paste the link into the Discord's receipt channel. But we'll see how the season ends. But depending on how the season ends, there will be a receipt stream. I have been amassing
That's
a
it,
few
AJ. Let
receipts.
him know.
I'm telling you no right now. Hold on, I'm telling you right now, bro. If we get
the host is super self-glazed. Let him know, man. Let the host know.
I'm just saying. Ha, you were there when I said it. You some of you guys were in my chat when I said it, and some of you guys are oddly quiet in chat. I'm just saying. Where's
That's
Jay?
the Marshall. Speak to the Marshall. Talk
Where's
to
Jay?
him. Talk to
Bro,
him.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Nah, bro, end of season, bro. End of season. If we get UCL, bro, I'm saying, bro, I'm telling you right now, every Podpecker, bro, I'm coming for you, bro. Real talk, real talk, real talk. It's up for you.
Listen, yeah. I stand on business. I said 50-50 before Liverpool, and they made sure to make it more than 50% now. So I give the team credit where credit is due. It was 40%.
Bro, no, Marshall, you don't get it. This brother, no, he was shocked that we won 3-1 because he came in my chat. He's like, "What's the score?" I'm like, "It's 3-1." He's like, "What?" Ahmed did not expect us to get a 3-1. Literally,
Remember, my prediction was like a cheeky 1-0 or like a 2-1.
it was.
Crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bring up Palace's
Could have been more. It could have been more today. That's
You're
the
right,
funny
Hal.
thing.
Bro, no.
I'm not gonna talk-
But
I'm not gonna call people out yet.
if we had no. I'm just saying. If we had another certain number 9, bro, it would have been 5-1. Real talk.
Oh,
Easy.
yeah.
Bring up Palace's comment, Marshall. Bring up Palace's comment. Yeah, he's trying to
Oh, here we go.
address me. You know,
Capitan.
I want people to put some respect on the Bridge Nation's name, and I want you to know why.
Oh, he's gonna do this
I want you
gimmick.
to know.
Okay.
I started hating, gendering Mark Cucurella. Since then, he's gone from strength.
No, don't do this. This doesn't work.
And
He's doing it.
Ahmed,
He's doing it.
work.
He's running the. He's running the.
It
Every
doesn't
player
work.
have an agenda. All performs.
Ahmed, your agenda wasn't strong enough for Raheem Sterling, bro. Look at where he is now, man. Your agenda wasn't strong enough.
He said that wasn't an agenda. That was just hate.
That was just hate. That was hate. That's the difference, isn't it? There's a difference between hate and agenda. Agenda for me,
Yeah.
I use that to drive them, to make them bigger, better, and stronger, boys. You know, and they became bigger, better, stronger. The problem with Raheem Sterling is that he's already shit.
Yeah, bro.
He's already shit, man. So what do you want me to do? I can't do that, man. I don't have that much magic, bro. You know what I mean? I've got.
You're not a miracle worker.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Your next man, Gusto, man. Come on.
Next
make him
man,
stronger.
I'm Agenda Gusto next man. I'm Agenda
Yeah, the Gusto agenda gotta come soon,
Agenda
man.
Gusto now. Agenda Gusto.
Yeah,
Agenda
you
Neto.
need a Gusto
You know,
agenda.
Agenda Gusto. You know what I mean? Please, we need to start. I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Listen, you know, if
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
I was
You
gonna.
like-
let me tell you, Callis. Do I know a little fun fact, Callis? I used to be a prefect. I used to be a debater. So you know, let's know. I know how to play the game. Callis, keep hitting me with these questions, and I'll just keep giving you the political correct answer.
Bro, okay. Tayo, yo, can we? Okay.
No, we're
To
not
be
doing
fair,
debate today.
Poch
Please.
didn't have Lavia, and
Today's
he
a
is
good
deaf
day.
a difference
Please,
maker.
no, Poch, stop,
Poch
please.
also has not embedded Caicedo.
Mandem, no pot shots, please. Please. I don't need pot shots today. We don't even need to talk about
Today on Poch, no, we gotta skip over this, bro. He already equaled Poch's house. There's nothing they have left to stand on. Just keep pushing it. It's gone. They're actually cooked.
Please.
Save it for the end of season receipts.
Silva. Like, yeah, like, I mean,
We gotta save it for end of season receipts. We gotta save it for end of season receipts. Cause listen, I already told you. Marshall, I already told you, bro. Let this brother get UCL football. It's over for them, bro. It's over. It's over, bro.
You know,
That's all I'm saying, bro.
Just on a little side note, it's the first time I've spoken to RSM, since the Lakers were 3-1 down. Interesting.
You know what's crazy? No. He said this. I watched Nuggets game with him. He celebrated a missed and 3 more than the Nuggets winning the game. He's a hater, bro. He's just a hater. That's it.
Professional hater.
And by the way, like it's not like Lavia's even played a lot this season. He's only played 600 minutes.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's after like he's played most of the season.
Wait, so what are we on right now? So what are we on right now though? What
right
part of the
now,
discussion are we on?
I think we have to talk about the biggest factor in this game, the guy that we've been talking about relentlessly about his form for the last 3 months, the guy that we've been waiting to him to catch up. We have to talk about Cole Palmer. Because today, guys,
it was good today.
Today was classic Cole Palmer. Today was the Cole Palmer we've been looking for. You guys asked, you guys demanded, you guys said, hey, if Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson don't show up for these last games, we're cooked. And what did they do? They showed up. And listen, I didn't expect it to happen. All right, I'll be so real with you. I did not expect this type of Cole Palmer. Look, the performances have been getting better. They've been there. I feel like he has been unlucky in recent times in terms of the goals and stuff against Djurgården. They he got a goal saved and it didn't work out for him. Then against
even Ipswich,
Everton, there was opportunities there that unfortunately Cole Palmer could not capitalize on. So he was slightly unlucky. Some of these games too, it felt like he was being played around. I felt like he wasn't making the progressive passes. He wasn't confident in himself in making progressive passes. He was passing it back all the time, breaking up that link up play and the counterattacks. I think today was one of those examples of, bro, and this is what I was saying last game about Maresca's tactics and Maresca's coaching. Bro, just because you don't want to play counterattacking ball doesn't mean you eliminate it completely. Like, if you have a good opportunity, if you have good players and profiles that can really take advantage of a counterattack, use that every seldomly and set yourself up to be able to defend if it doesn't work out. You have a Lavia, you can get away with it. And Cole Palmer today was dictating. Balls from deep to Nani, balls from deep to Neto, all this coming on the right-hand side, doubling up on the right-hand side with Pedro Neto, doing some little bit of underlapping link-up play, all the deep throats that he was causing on the right-hand side. And then crossing it into deep, man. I'm just saying, bro. The amount of gawking that was happening on the right wing, and he was cooking up.
Yo,
I'm just saying, man.
That is insane, bro.
No, but real talk though. Real talk on that first goal. Was it Jones that he left on his ass, bro? Like literally just. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yo, Palmer today, even from the first goal, he was good.
Grow up, children.
Bro, Palmer was on smoke from minute 1, bro. He was playing like he had his confidence back. I don't know what happened, but he was today. It was a vintage. This is a thing that me and Ahmed have been saying for a very long time. Happened today. He had a good performance even before he got the pen. I already said this is a great performance from Palmer. And this is what we had been lacking at the beginning of the season when he was getting GNA, but the performances weren't there. This time, it was a performance. Like, he was solid throughout, man. He wasn't, like, what had been plaguing him in these past couple months, right? The poor passing, holding on to the ball too long. Today, nah, bro. It was turn, release, pass, quick movements. I don't know what to say, bro. He had, like you said, Marshall, he had the game we had been waiting for him to have for a very long time. And hopefully with this, right, he's back. We are going to need him for this last 3 games. And I truly believe if he's firing on cylinders, we'll beat Newcastle. We beat Newcastle because of him last time. Don't forget. He scored the goal and got that crazy assist. It wasn't an assist, but like the pre-assist for Neto to Jackson. Like that, like no other player in the Prem. I'm so sorry. You're not, I don't care what anybody wants to tell me. No other player in the Prem is making that pass that Palmer did to Neto. Nobody, bro.
Maybe Enzo Fernandez, and he's also our player. That's about it.
But I'm telling you, like, we have, and we'll get on Enzo too, but right now, like with Palmer, man, I am very, very happy. Like I was super excited, not only because of his performance, but because this performance was rewarded with a goal that I feel he earned. That when he hit the post, I was like, bro, this judge is disgusting. Like half in, bro, like a couple centimeters to the right and it would have gone in. Like it was so unlucky, bro.
He had another one too. Was it him or who was it that hit the crossbar? It deflected and then it hit the crossbar. I think it was like on a set piece or some shit. Hit the crossbar and then it went to the other side. I can't remember who it was. Maybe someone in chat remembers the one that just skimmed the crossbar. But like, bro, it was just like, I said this before, and I've seen this team last season how they step up for these occasions. I remember when we had that humiliating loss against Middlesbrough. We were gonna be up against Aston Villa in the FA Cup, and we were all like down to it. We're like, yo, we're not gonna win that game. We just saw how we played, and what did the players do? They're like, yo, this is the FA Cup. We got to step up. We fucked up in the last game. Like, we got to prove these players wrong, or these haters wrong, and they step up. These players step up to the occasion. Not always, but they like to do so. And in this game, like, so many people stepped up, and Cole Palmer stepped up. I think Cole Palmer also is another player that, like, maybe he did say today about, you know, people talking shit, and everyone has opinions about him on social media, and they're stupid, which he's not wrong about. But you know what that tells me? It tells me you have been looking in the comments. Like, you do know what people are saying about you on social media. You're aware of it. And I do think he needed to step up. I do think he felt a bit under pressure. But today was one of those games where, like, you know what? Everyone keeps telling me I don't step up against these big six sides. I am going to step up and show you why I was considered at one point one of the best players in the world.
Maldini facts.
Phenomenal.
Maldini facts. Facts,
Palmer taking
Maldini.
shots at Ahmed. Excuse me. When did I cook Palmer? I am being honest about him. If you
We know
want
the
to
accounts he was cooking, though.
This is the thing. We all know Pies is Ahmed's burner account. We all
listen. Danish, you are a fraud.
Dean,
Dean is
that's Ahmed's burner.
that's Ahmed's burner.
So,
my
are you saying my
days, bro.
account is a white guy that I just type in shit for? And I use a white skin. Is that a white privilege?
Yep.
Ahmed's the number one hater. Listen, man, they can't beat me when it comes to hating.
That's true.
I'll let you know that.
I would even say football
Did you,
because
guys
the way you were
know,
watching this Lakers game.
Do you know Cole Palmer gone to a certain like stat table?
Number 10.
I think I have.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10, bro.
He's in Chelsea's top 10 all-time scorer right now with 67 games.
Get the fuck out! Are you serious?
Bro, look at the worst part is when you look
profile so on Twitter and they post.
Dude, when you look at the games played compared to everybody else on that list, it's so crazy, bro.
It is. I was looking at it like some of them got like a lot of games, like Anelka, right? I loved Anelka. He's got overtaken Anelka, no problem.
And that's with him literally trolling for the past 3 months, bro.
Yeah. Also today, I also think like he had like the most interceptions. Apparently, I saw.
He did, bro. He had a great game. Like legit, today was insane.
Everywhere. That's what I mean. Like he was just everywhere today, like passing, creating, intercepting, and everything. Like,
oh, does he want a medal for that? Wow, he's doing his job.
I mean,
he's doing his job now.
He ain't got no medals yet. He ain't got no trophy at Chelsea. Well, I mean, Man City's won trophies.
Let's see if we can find this Palmer.
I just wanna what's it called? Yeah, you know, I feel like I'm being targeted because I was pushing these guys to success. Now when they're up, they're gonna put me down. But when they were down, I was trying to put them more down so they could go up. You know what I mean?
You're such a troll.
Ahmed don't want to smoke. Ahmed wants to give all the smoke, but doesn't want to take it.
I take all the smoke, man. I'm here to take the smoke. I'm here 3 days a week, 7 days a week.
You really kicked out someone from the Discord because they gave you too much smoke.
Because I already had enough.
You can't take the smoke.
I already had enough one day. I don't need that one.
That one guy pissed him off.
That one was a bit too far. The rest of them I was accepting.
That was a bit too far. I'm trying to find this Cole Palmer.
No, just go on to Chelsea. No, like I said, go on to
Here,
Chelsea.
I'll send it. Private chat. Check your private chat. I just sent you the link.
Like it's on the Chelsea profile like 4 hours ago, I think. So
I just sent it to him.
Sheesh. All right, let me look at this now.
I mean,
Number 10. Number 10.
If he stays here for the 10-year prison contract, man, he's taking over Hazard as well.
Prison contract is crazy. Yeah,
he definitely is.
Oh, listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Scott. What's
I'm
up,
sorry
man?
to tell you, Scott. We won today. We don't need you here, man. We don't need you here. No negativity much in this, man. No negativity too much.
No. Two things. Big up, people. Go fuck yourself.
Big up.
I'm in a good mood, man. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, it's a great day, man. It's a great day.
Yeah, I had a great day. Chelsea won. Thunderbolts was amazing. Go and watch it if you haven't already.
Exactly.
I've been told. So I've been told.
Very good. Yeah.
I can't believe how close he is to Diego Costa as well. I mean, Diego Costa's a great.
Dude, that's what I told you. I saw this list. I'm like, this is crazy.
Seasons for Chelsea.
I was gonna say, yeah. If you think about it, he was only here for a couple of years.
Yeah, I know. Still, but like, he's still close.
But the thing is, he's not a striker. This is the crazy with Cole Palmer is he's not a striker.
Right wing is
Anelka's that low.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
But Anelka was always Anelka was there for 4 seasons, but he was also the greater out of the two for when he.
No, but what surprises me is he must have had like no goals in the other 3 years because he got the golden boot 1 year with us.
Yeah. The other, I think he was. How many goals has he got, Anelka?
38, and I'm pretty sure the season he got golden boot, he was high 20s or maybe 30.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I think the other seasons. The other seasons, he was just creating for Drogba.
Yeah, he was that second man.
He was just creating for Drogba.
Yep.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. When you look at the appearances, and he's half of the appearances Anelka had, and he's
in his age. This is my craziest point, bro. In his age.
No, like I'm sorry. Like even in his bad season, like this kid is still insane. Like, let's be real. Like,
but he's not
he's putting up. Yeah, you're right. He's not Anelka.
I mean, quite literally, he is not. Yes, they're two different people. Correct.
Listen, like
he's not French. He's not black.
Good
among other things.
Good observation. But let's be real. Like, if this kid's going at this rate and this is his bad season, imagine if he had a good season. And imagine the numbers he could be putting up. This is crazy. Like, this is trajectory for being a world-class player down the line. Like, you don't have to admit or you don't have to say he's a world-class player now, but you can't deny that the numbers he's putting up, their trajectory towards being a world-class player. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
He is. If he carries on at his rate, and obviously depending on how long he stays here for, like how many goals is he on in the league this season, or just in general? Hang on, that list was that league goals or just
was
goals?
League. Yeah,
that was league.
How many goals is he on in the league this season? Is it now 14?
14 or 15? One of those two.
Today. As of today,
15. Cool. 15. If he gets that next season, I think he goes up to 5th or 6th in that league. In that table.
Yeah, he has 15 goals this season. 15.
There is a potential, depending on how long he stays here for, he could get to like 3rd on that list. He could get above Hazard.
Oh, I think he will if he stays there for the prison contract.
Yeah, for sure.
He will get above Hazard.
Also, with the way that the team wants to play, he's gonna get way more goal scoring opportunities than Hazard. Hazard had to get it out the mud. Yeah, let's be real. Hazard was getting it out the mud.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah. Fuck with me. I hate him.
Also, Dub, let me send you this as well. By the way.
Are you sending me this
just because this is exactly check private chat. This is exactly what you were speaking about too, as well with this season.
Are you
right?
in Cancun, Surfer? I thought you were in Cancun, Surfer. Why are you here?
Leave Surfer alone, bro. What are we doing?
I
think this is the one I saw before. This is the one I saw before.
Christ.
I like this one. Let me read it off for you guys. I'll put it on the screen. Cole Palmer. This is the comparison chart versus top 5 leagues and positions.
Oh yeah.
He's first in expected assists, first in goals and assists, first in non-penalty goals and assists, first in expected goals plus expected assists, first in non-penalty goals and plus expected assists, expected goals, he's first, non-penalty expected goals first, shots on target first, key passes second, crosses second, accurate crosses second. Like, come on now. Like, this is like insane. If you look at like these stats across against top 5 league midfielders.
What feels so weird about all of this as well when it comes to Palmer is, and I think where it's gone under the radar is, there's two things with him this season. Number one is he's obviously not been as good as last season from a numbers perspective. Like, from everything else, it's debatable, but it's purely numbers. He's nowhere near as good as last season, and even from performances. Like, I think Andrew, I know, said at the start of the season, I was kind of on a similar wavelength of like, even when he was putting up numbers, the performances weren't quite as good at the start of the season, even with the numbers as it was last season.
Yeah.
He's then gone through 3 months?
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. It was 3 months. It was 3 months.
Like, shit run. He went 0-18 in goals. He was more often than not one of all the worst player on the pitch at points.
Yep.
Like, he went through. He's had all of that this season, so he's effectively done all of what we're seeing now in about 5-6 months of football.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
It's crazy,
That's
bro.
insane to me. Like, you can have that bad a period in a season, right? Like, and still be that, and still like, yeah, that's insane. That's nuts.
This is all top 5, by the way. This is including Musiala, Words, everybody else, that all the other 10s everybody wants to talk about. They're included in that list, and he's first above them, if not second. He has no third in that list. It's all first and a couple seconds.
Trying to see, there's a comparison to Lamine Yamal. I'm kind of curious what that looks like.
Ahmed, we okay?
I get it to work.
Ahmed.
Okay. No, 'cause I feel like you're like dozing off, man. My guy's going through things.
No, I was reading something. Sorry, I'm reading. I'm downloading.
Okay, no, it's not
I'm
good.
downloading some extracurricular stuff. Can't talk about it.
Extracurricular.
While Marshall's putting that up as well, like obviously I've joined late. I don't know what you guys spoke about, but like if we're talking about Palmer, I think
the game in Palmer. That's it.
that's cool. I think with Palmer and with Chelsea, just on a wider point, I think this game, and I think this is what we're going to have to do the rest of the season. This was a huge game for, I think, all of Chelsea, but specifically Palmer as well, because this game today, we hadn't won in 10 games against Liverpool in all comps prior to this game.
Yeah.
Palmer is notorious. Like it's one of the few criticisms he's had last season, and it didn't really continue. Sorry, it didn't really get any better this season. Him in Big Six games, outside of that United game, kind of went missing in most of them. Was good in one of the City games, I think. That was about it. He didn't put the team on his back, but he, from minute one today, was on it.
He was moving.
On it against the title challenges. And I don't give a shit if people want to say they're on the beach, they rotated, whatever. They had 5 starters in that team.
They had Salah, Van Dijk, and Allison. Give it up, bro. It was like a complete bum team.
Salah, Van Dijk, Allison. They had Gakpo, who always starts, and there was one other, Trent.
Yep.
And he was incredible. And I think, like I said, this is also a wider point to Chelsea because, like I said, hadn't won in 10 against Liverpool prior to this. And they turned up, the whole Chelsea team. And I mean the whole, outside of one player who came off the bench, but who cares? The whole team turned up today. And this is what we're going to have to keep doing the rest of the season because next game's against Newcastle away. We have a shit record there. Then it's United. We have a shit record against United. And then it's Forest away. I don't know what the record is because it's Forest at the end of the day. But like, that's probably our most important game at the end of the season against Forest. So
yeah, it depends. If we win Newcastle, win United, then it doesn't matter as much. But yeah,
they basically, them and Palmer today have shown that these records that we have against us and the history and everything, that's something you need to break. If we're going to finish top 5, you need to break that history. And today was the first step in that. And it was a big step.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly like what Scott just said. I mean, listen, I didn't expect this victory. I also didn't expect to be at this low amount of likes with over 100 of you guys watching. So please smash up the like buttons if you want to break up the expectations. And if you just joined in on the stream, this is a positive stream, so let's have positive like ratio, right? But in terms of like the game today, like Scott kind of just hit the nail on the head right there, which is it's these type of games, and especially with the amount of criticism that was given on Maresca about not beating a Big Six side and all this and that. People, obviously rivals, I already saw the headlines and the titles, the Don Hussams of the world saying like, this is embarrassing for Chelsea to be celebrating this win, yada yada. Listen, bro, it doesn't matter. It's not like we played your C team or your academies. You had a relatively decent team, a decent team that has beaten us before as well. Like, let's not forget, like Endo was in a side last season that beat us. So was Curtis Jones earlier this season, he beat us in a game. He was playing in a game that we lost. Kwanzaa as well. Like all these players are relatively experienced bench players and solid options for Liverpool. That it wasn't that weak of a side. Let's stop pretending that Jota hasn't scored against us before. Like, you know, so it was a relatively strong side against a team that like has been struggling. Listen, I'm not gonna lie and sit here and pretend that my hopes were very much dwindling and that Ipswich didn't break me. You guys saw it. Like for 2 weeks straight after Ipswich, I was just not myself. I couldn't be myself. I was broken from that game. And slowly but surely, the faith has kind of been being restored.
Brother, man.
Listen,
Can we
stop pretending.
if we're throwing shots at Liverpool, I'm happy to continue. Can we talk about how the African Ansu Fati has found permanent residence next to Cucurella's car keys in his wallet in his pockets?
Yeah, bro.
Crazy. Bro, you know what's crazy? This is one thing I meant to bring up. Yo, imagine if we had Cucurella for the first leg of this, or the first part of this matchup early in the season, instead of Malo.
Oh, we played Gusto there, didn't we? Because he was suspended.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And we came
No, we
close
didn't.
to that one.
We played Reece James there.
Oh no,
No,
we played
it was
Reece.
Malo.
No, it was Reece.
We played both. We played both of them.
Yeah,
in
we
the
played
team.
both, but
I think
we
we
played
start
that
Reece and then
Yeah, Reece
switched
played
to
that back,
him.
yeah.
It was both shit.
Yeah, this is wrong, but
Yeah.
don't blame my guy. Don't blame my
Wait,
guy.
if I can go to it like really quickly, like I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
it's
fair
that.
enough. I was gonna say.
This is
yeah, like-
crazy.
That's nuts. But yeah, like he was, bro. The one time Cucurella got beaten, it wasn't even Salah, by the way. The only time all
Is
game,
that being included?
Cucurella
Is that counting?
What?
Go on,
What?
bro.
No,
only
they
time-
weren't
What?
ski masks, dude. They weren't ski
Bro, the
masks.
only time, by the way,
Yes,
that
I'm
Cucurella got
the
beat.
ski mask, Marshall.
Why are you trying to make it a race?
I can't recognize
The
it.
fucking meme.
What'd you say?
Of course, Marshall is ignoring.
Yeah,
it, of course.
by the way, it's no
Mm.
joke. Bro. The only time that Cucurella got beat the whole 90 minutes, and it wasn't even Salah.
Who beat him?
That's
Yeah.
fucking jokes. Salah could not beat him.
Yeah, who win?
No,
Who beat
bro.
Cucurella then?
You know what's crazy too?
I don't know who it
Cucurella
was. It
did,
was
bro.
someone else.
Cucurella did not
okay.
invert at all. His job was to stick to Salah like glue, and he pocketed him, bro. Real talk.
I mean,
Oh yeah, he did. Cucurella got Bradley got him by
Yeah,
him
that's
once,
the
I
one
think,
time
with
he got
pace.
beaten,
That was a
nothing
one
did.
time. Yeah, that was a one time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even fucking Salah.
No, it wasn't Salah, bro. And by the way, Salah not drunk. He doesn't drink. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm.
That's a big fact.
Yeah, I'll be
what's
honest,
what's the issues there?
Yeah, you can take your Robinsons and your Kirkeses and your Aitneris and all them, man. Yeah, I'm good. Nah, we
I
got the best
told you, bro. I don't want to hear Aitner. I don't want to hear the
I'll be
best
real, we got the
by
best
far,
left
bro.
back in the league, and I'd argue on current form he might be top 3 in the world.
Yeah, he's top 3. He's top
Oh,
3.
he's better.
He's 100% top
I
3.
agree.
The only person I think
playing
that chats
with
him
him.
currently is Nuno Mendes.
Yeah.
The only person.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable.
Bring
Yep.
Nuno
It's
to the
very
bridge.
reasonable.
Bring Nuno to
No,
the
don't worry.
bridge.
Don't worry,
I
bro.
knew he
Don't worry
was
about
gonna say that. I knew he was going to say that.
I always make Nuno before Cucurella, by the way. So
But
I'm all to
guy,
Nuno for him.
I do have to say this though. Like as we're talking about this and we're talking about best in the world, we have to bring this to discussion, ladies and gents. Caicedo, bro.
Oh,
Caicedo.
My goat.
George
My
actually
goat.
won, by the way. George won
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, shout out Tyreek, man. Shout out the young G.
Marshall's not gonna rate
Our man Caicedo.
What did he get the
Getting-
fans? I didn't actually
Yeah.
see.
I think
He got
both,
he
to
got
be
the
honest.
players
players
and he
and
got
fans.
Chelsea. He got players.
Oh.
Yeah, he got both.
Yeah, I think he won both.
I would
Very
like
much
to see. I would
deservedly
like to
so.
see maybe Cucurella or something got the fans and
Yes, man.
Caicedo got the club or something like.
That's my Ecuadorian goat, man. That's my Ecuadorian goat,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Both fantastic as well.
Cucurella's
Yeah, I
number
mean,
two,
yeah,
man.
I guess he is number 2.
Look at that, bro.
I mean, they're both fantastic, man. It's either one, man.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, Caicedo definitely still deserves it as well. So I'm happy for him.
Yep,
yeah. I mean,
my Ecuadorian G, man.
He just
Let me-
he just
let me
took his
full
picture.
screen.
Oh, here we
That's
go.
good.
Every
Shout out
day,
my guy,
every
bro.
day.
Shout out my guy, bro.
All right, bro. We get it, man. We get it, man. We get it, man.
Why are you hating on Caicedo, bro? What's wrong with
I'm
you
not
and
hating on
Caicedo,
him.
man?
You don't need to
I'm
hate
not
him, man.
hating.
He's already
I'm
on
not
fire,
hating.
man.
I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I
All
promise.
right.
Well, what's the
Well, I
fab
mean-
tweet? What's the fab tweet? What's the fab?
I'm gonna give RSM the floor on this one since it's Ecuadorian brethren. Your
Yes,
thoughts on
bro.
Caicedo getting his just desserts?
Bro, he's kind of crazy. Like I do think it's crazy, and at some point it has to be investigated how in this position we managed to get like the best players in the world in this position consistently, generation after
Yeah, we do need to
generation.
be inspected. I ain't gonna
It's
lie.
crazy how every time, dude. This is 95th minute. He's played from right back, so he's done a lot more running back than he usually does. And he sniffs out a pass and gets a pen at the end of the game. Bro, what is this engine? What is this engine? He was crazy. I mean, today, and you could see, by the way,
on a V8.
Dude, when you look at, and I said this before, when you look at the way he plays for Ecuador, right? The way that he progresses the ball today, you can see when he has Lavia behind him, he doesn't have to worry about that bum ass defense. Look at the way he can progress the ball, bro. I don't want to hear about Declan Couscous anymore, bro. The only reason Caicedo isn't ahead of him in progressing the ball is because he has to hold the defense's hands. I've been saying this all season and nobody wanted to listen to me. He was dribbling through the entirety of the Liverpool midfield by himself.
By the way, if we're cussing Arsenal, and I'd love to do that, I just have to thank them like tremendously for fumbling the bag on Caicedo in January.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Tremendous. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Bro, it was top 5 worst days of my entire life when I thought Caicedo might go to Arsenal. I'm not gonna hold you.
Bro, that might be the single funniest fumble I've seen in recent times.
Bro, look at this. Look at how Palmer. Bro, look at this. This is after the game today.
Yeah.
Palmer's hugging him.
It's like
this. Like,
no, even Palmer said it. He thinks he's the best midfielder in the world.
He's bro.
I'll be real. Like, it's not close. Like, there's no one else. There's literally like the only people that could chat to him, like at the start of the season, would have been Rice, who we're seeing now is like
fall off.
Good.
Tremendous fall off.
He's a very good midfielder in this league, but it ain't a conversation. And Gravenberch, who has been very good. Hold up,
and Rodri pre-injury. Rodri pre-injury.
Pre-injury could have.
Yeah, Rodri pre-injury.
Like, if Rodri had been fit this season, that's the conversation that we're having.
They would be going band for band. If Rodri was fit this season, they'd be going band for band. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. No, I agree. This is the one thing that annoys me.
He is now for me. He is now the second best midfielder in this league. I think Rodri is still, when fit, better.
Yeah,
correct.
But he's second, comfortably.
Yep.
Bro, I was saying it earlier in the season, and listen, maybe I was, speaking too soon, but I was calling him Moises Kante for a reason, bro. He's phenomenal. Like, listen, and let's not pretend like it's only been this season. He started off slow last season, but then he became consistent, gained some form. He was being one of the better midfielders. He wasn't the sole reason why we were losing games or whatever, but he was at least keeping us in them. And then this season, he's just continuing and improving on that form under this system, playing as an inverted right back and looking phenomenal no matter where you put him, dude. He's just Mr. Reliable. He's just so good. And like, I know people were saying like, we need to rotate him. We don't want him to get hurt or yada, yada. I understand the sentiment, but there's just some players that you can play them game after game after game after game, and they're all about it. Like, we learned this season that Cucurella is one of those players that if you just rest him for a game, it throws off his whole momentum. Like, he comes back and he looks like, oh, wait, I forgot how to play. Like, there's just some players that you just have to continue playing. And Caicedo is one of those guys that, like, yeah, I would like to rotate him with Nasugo or Santos, depending what happens over the preseason and all that shit. But this is a player that, like, I'm so happy we have him in the team. I'm so happy he's stepped up. No one is talking about the price tag. And, the one thing that makes me so mad, and this goes towards what, RSM and Scott were saying. Bro, Declan Rice has 2 amazing free kicks, world-class free kicks. I'll say that. But because he did it in Champions League, people are talking about him like he's world-class. It's without a doubt, world-class player. No one's going to talk about the price, worth $100 million. Bro, if we were in Champions League and Moises Caicedo were having these kinds of performances at that level, at that stage, people would not be talking about him or even questioning his quality like they are now. It's because Chelsea have been struggling for the past 3 months. It's because Chelsea aren't in the title race and all this shit that people don't think Caicedo is as good as Gravenberch or as Declan Rice. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. And next season, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, next season, if we make it to Champions League, which I think we will, and we are starting to play Champions League, people are going to start respecting Caicedo 100%. Yep. I guarantee it.
I think he's better than what I thought he was going to be. Mm-hmm. Like, I expected him to be good. Like, when we signed him, I was excited. I'm glad we got him. but I think he's even been better than I was expecting. Like, I don't think I was, even with the price we paid, I don't think I was expecting this level of just like everything. Like, just everything. Like, it's nuts. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, yeah. I don't think I was expecting him to even be as good as he has been. And that's a credit to him, and I think a credit to like everything that the club in terms of, I think, you know, Maresca and the other players around him and everything that have like helped him with that. But also just he's just been a bit like immense. Like, he has been absolutely immense. And yeah, he's deserving of that award. Like, he was our best player. Like, it was him and Kukurea really fighting for it, but I think he's been the more consistent player probably across the course of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, the only thing that he probably needs to add to his game, but I don't even know if he needs to add it more than maybe it's more of a case of he needs to get into opportunities to do this, is just get goals. Like, if he gets goals and assists to his game, you're talking about maybe the most complete midfielder in the world.
I only see
like, outside of that, everything else is top tier. Reading of the game, tackling, energy around the pitch, positionally speaking, is like he always knows where to be. Like, unreal.
Go ahead, Chris.
I think the only way he might get that if like Maresca needs to change the system to like a 4-3-3 and Caicedo plays as an 8 and Lavia plays as at 6 and Lavia to one sitting deep like we are seeing now. But yeah, like because I do believe Scott, like, he has the ability to score goals. We see him score some banger goals or just volleys.
His shooting technique is actually good, bro. I agree. His shooting technique is good. It's just he needs to find himself in these positions
and we've seen
more.
some crazy. I've seen some crazy good through balls he's done straight through the middle to Jackson or something.
Yeah, Davis, literally. Like, that's literally what I'm saying. I want him to become the best midfielder in the world, bro. That's literally what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's,
I mean, essentially,
legit, though, that's the only thing for him to add. Like,
is the goal scoring?
I think he has the ability, though, Scott. I do think he has the ability.
Well, I'll be honest. Rice is nowhere near as mobile.
Definitely.
I don't think he's as comfortable under pressure as Caicedo is. Like, I think defensively he's probably as good. Parson, I think, is quite similar. I'll be honest. The only thing that Rice currently has over him is aerial ability, but that's because he's like 6.
But by the way, did you see? Did you see at some point in the game Caicedo out jumped Gakpo for a ball?
Oh, nice. I'm
like, how did Caicedo just win that, bro?
I saw that.
It, right?
Yeah,
we were defending across. The cross was to Gakpo, and I see Caicedo running start, jumps over Gakpo and wins the ball.
Yeah, Gakpo coming.
But listen, and ladies and gentlemen, I just want to clarify. Like, I'm not saying he's better than Conte. I'm just saying if he continues like this, he might be one of the best midfielders.
My thing with that is I think the reason why I love Caicedo so much is I think he has aspects of some of the best DMs that we have seen at Chelsea. He has a little bit of everything, but his own flair on it, his own take on it. That's why I think he's crazy. Because again, like, bro, when Conte left, a lot of us were like, okay, so we're cooked. There's nobody that's gonna have Conte's engine. This is my thing. I think if Conte's a V12, Caicedo's a V10. It's not that much more of a downgrade. But then he has a lot of what Essien had in his game. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he's taken a lot from a lot of the best DMs that we've seen. That's what I'm saying.
He's definitely a Chelsea fan. He's learned from all the Makaleles of the world.
I mean, he's definitely
and Essiens. Yo, it's like, dude, like, no, well, it's like what Scott was saying. Like, if he actually ends up getting in more like nice goal scoring positions outside the box, like, we could, and I think that's highly dependent on if Lavia stays fit, right? Or if we have like a decent backup for Lavia to rotate. If we have a proper 6 that can like watch the back line while Moises is like, you know, moving forward, then I think the opportunities will come. You know, like, I think there will be more goal scoring chances for Moises Caicedo. And listen, I think he knows that too. I think he's very well aware that all he needs to do to improve his game, outside of just maintaining what he has already, is, bro, if I can get some more goals, then
I got the stats for today here.
Yeah.
On the tweet.
We're talking about someone who could potentially be an all-time.
And by the way, this Daniel, you don't have to worry. Also, your weekend's not worried because Ladimus Prime is here to tell you.
Here we go. Here, by the way, elite meme right here, bro. I love this.
Oh my days, bro, that's fantastic. Wait,
you gotta love it.
Yeah, let me take the comment off. Sorry.
Oh, brilliant!
Oh my God,
it's great, bro.
That's fantastic.
You do Twitter, RSM? You should post stuff like that.
Oh man, yeah, it's
He'd
good.
be elite at Twitter, man, if he had it. Or no,
Yeah,
he is
like-
on Twitter.
I do.
don't know
I
if
just don't
you-
post the memes and
Oh,
stuff.
you should do that, man. Post them, man. Rattle some people, maybe.
Oh my days! Here, let me put up this stat for today's game. Moises Caicedo versus Liverpool. Let me just make sure this is a proper size. Okay. Moises Caicedo versus Liverpool. 5 clearances, 5 recoveries, 7 duels, 1, the most out of anyone in the match. 1 out of 2 dribbles, 1 interception, and 1 long ball, inverting from right back into midfield. Bro, this guy like was unstoppable. People could not get past him. This is what I said before, right? In the last game against Everton, right, when we had Lavia, I was like, yo, imagine you're a midfielder. And then like your biggest stop is Lavia. And you're like, fuck, dude, I can't get past Lavia. Let me try the right. And then you run into Cucurella. You're like, God fucking damn it. I can't get past Cucurella. And then you go to the left and it's Moises Caicedo just waiting for you. Like, yo, what the fuck is this midfield, bro? I can't get past any of these fuckers. And then you just ping the ball long, bro. And then you got no other like solutions at that point. Like when we have our best players on the pitch, we have a really, really fucking good team. And this brings me to the next player that we definitely need to talk about, who has been making an absolute difference in this game, in this Chelsea side since he's come back. Bro, exactly, huh? You're such a fuck. Lavia, bro.
It's Lavia time.
Lavia. Yo, Lavia is a game changer. Or maybe it doesn't need to be Lavia, but a profile just like him. Because I'm not saying there's anyone in football out there that can do what Lavia does to a T. If there are, there's very few of them. But Lavia is one of the best in the world when it comes to being a 6. Like, I'm just going to say it right now. When he is fit, he is one of the best in the world when it comes to being a 6 that will just control the midfield and you cannot do shit to him on the press. The amount of times he was just dancing around Liverpool players. This is still a Liverpool side that won the league very convincingly. And what they do is press. They press a lot. Bro, this guy was just doing Michael Jackson moves around him, bro. Like fucking spinning around them, just getting out of the press, finding the gaps. He missed absolutely 0 passes. He had 100% passing accuracy today. Walked off the pitch, got booed by the Liverpool fans, and got a standing ovation. Deservedly so. Thank you, Chelsea fans. To Lavia. Standing ovation. He deserved it. He was a phenomenal player today. He's been a game changer since he's come into the side.
Bro, it really has to be spoken about. It's insane. He gets injured, comes back, and plays like he hasn't been injured.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's 0 rust. How does that even work? How does it work that you come back from injury and it's the exact same performance? How, bro? And by the way, when he comes back from injury, he tends to be thrown into bigger games.
Yeah.
Dude, this kid is nuts. The Liverpool fans were literally chatting to him and he just laughed it off. He laughed in their face. This kid is different, man.
He's nuts. Like, he is insane. And I talked about fumbles. Thank you, Liverpool. Again.
Thank you.
Snatch your chain. Snatch your chain. Yeah, listen, man.
Yeah, like,
can we say Lavia? Can we say Lavia owns Liverpool because he was there when we beat Everton in the 1-0 game, and then
he's just nuts. And like, this is the thing. Is this? I'm not with Lavia. I'm not surprised as much as I was with Caicedo, because I think with Lavia, I'm not saying he's been on the same level, but with Lavia, we saw this at Southampton, and people like laughed and said, "Oh, it's Southampton and this, and that, and the other." And
yeah.
Oh, how can you be the best? Like, it doesn't matter if you're the best player for a relegated team. Yes, it does. He was that good for Southampton, and City. Obviously, this season is an outlier because they very rarely fumble things. This is the biggest fumble they've ever had.
Yeah.
This is the biggest fumble they've ever had, is not getting him back. Letting him go, cool. You didn't know what he was going to be. The moment he had that season with Southampton, you should have got him back, done whatever you could. And the fact that they didn't, and they haven't, and they didn't get that replacement for Rodri, and you see what he's doing. No, I'll be real. I think he's higher than Palmer. I think he's a bigger fumble for them than Palmer.
I agree.
Because I think Palmer in that Pep setup, I don't know if he's doing as much. Just because you know how Pep is with attackers. If Lavia is in that midfield for them,
it's also bro, I'm telling you, it's not also that, just the fact that I genuinely think that like he should have, like, he could have been the successor to Rodri for them, bro. The fact they let this kid go is insane, man.
And yeah, it's just like he is nuts. And again, it comes down. It's not just like the tackling and stuff, because like anyone can do that. We saw that with Gallagher. Like anyone can challenge and do that nonsense. It's the positioning stuff. It's the mental stuff with Lavia. Like I only remember him getting beat once today, which is when he gave that free kick on the edge of the box. I don't remember it outside of that. Like his understanding of where to be in every moment, his half-turn ability. And someone mentioned about the press resistance, just the everything, just his awareness of what is going on around him and where to be and where to position himself and how to help the defense. Like just everything. He is immense. And I just got to say, fuck Pochettino again every single time for what he did to us last season. Fuck Pochettino.
Bro.
Without that terrorist in charge, this guy would have played way more games for us this season. But yeah, like it's insane. And
he's 21, by the way, as well.
Oh, 100%. I think it speaks volumes.
Oh yeah, that's true. By the way, he didn't misplace. Yeah, like not misplacing a single pass is insane. When you look at the direction some of these passes are going, bro.
And I think it
like
speaks volumes as well.
Passes in there too.
It's for both the players we've just spoken about. It speaks volumes that they are keeping arguably our best player, our best defender by a mile, but arguably one of our best players out of the team, and we don't miss him.
Oh,
do you know how fucking
bars.
That is?
Yeah,
that's bars. That's bars.
But this is what I was saying before. Like, listen, as much as I hate the recruitment, some of it has actually been fucking fire.
Shout out Joe Shields, man.
When you look at some of the players we have gotten to the point where we're like so stacked that Reece James can't get into the side, it's fucking insane.
Yo, Marshall, Lavia played 3 games for Southampton, and Bully wanted to put in a bid. This man saw 3 games. It was literally 3 games. And Bully put in a bid.
My man was ready to drop 50 million on him or something.
Yeah, 3 games. He said, "I've seen enough. Bring him to the bridge."
Yo, we can't do shit against this guy. Bring him to the bridge. But no, it's like it's also like I just want to point out something. Like we were just looking at the line breaking passes. If again, this is if Lavia stays fit. I do still believe, and listen, call me delusional on this. I don't care, but like I do still believe that there is a player that could potentially stay fit. He's just recovering from the bad injury he had last season, so he's been on and off this season with injuries. I think maybe next season finally we get to see more of him where he's worked off the injuries now. He's past it. He will still get injured, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it'll be nearly as bad as it's been this season.
Hopefully not.
But I mean, if he does stay, right, and if he does stay fit, this is the Lavia I want to see, right? The one that can also give me line-breaking passes, not just Enzo. So what makes this great for me is that I've seen games where like Enzo will get locked up because they know like he's a creator, he's going to give you the line-breaking passes and all that stuff. You don't have enough man to do Enzo and to lock up Lavia. Because if Enzo's being locked up, you got Lavia that can do it too. And if we decide Cole Palmer to drop in and make line-breaking passes, he can do it as well. So it's just like, oh man, like it's almost like you just force your tactics upon the enemy. It's great to see it. But someone was going to say something.
I was just going to say, like, I'm going to make a joke I made on the Discord as well, and Marshall probably knows what I'm going to make, but the one I'm going to make. But with Santos coming in next season, if Lavia can stay fit for even, let's just say, a third of the season, I'm not even asking for much, at least a third of the season, you have got that quartet might be the best core of midfielders in the league.
Oh, in the league,
like,
okay.
The
world. Okay.
Hey, and I'm sorry to say this now, but if those 4 guys can stay fit, Dario Asugo, start learning Leslie Ugochukwu, brother.
There you go. No, bro. Isugu, time to learn French, bro.
Yeah, no. Time to learn new club. That's what. Time to learn new club language. That's what it is. Like literally.
But this is why I feel Scott, they have to play a 4. Well, not they. Enzo Maresca has to try looking at a 4-3-3 because like we got too good in midfield.
Chris,
we can't leave Reece James out because it looks like Reece James is actually getting better with fitness. He's played double his minutes from last season
But you know what it is, by the way, as well with the Reece James fitness thing. The fact that we can be a very strong and competent team,
that's amazing.
With Caicedo inverting, it means that like when we need Reece James, he will be there. That's the amazing part. He will be there.
Chris, we do not need to play 4-3-3. I'm
think we
sorry, but no, we don't.
I
Because
I
we need
would
a,
agree
no
with
for
Chris.
this
I would
is
say 4-3-3.
for this system, we need a right winger that can take on his man who's pacey. Because we saw that in this game, that when Palmer was in the 10, who was he passing to? Madueke. Because Madueke could outpace his man every time. And we're not going to get that if Palmer's on the right wing. I am sorry. And Enzo is feeding off when Palmer's doing the playmaking. He can be he can be the box crusher and get the GNA that we're seeing this season. I am sorry. I don't care. I don't care who the hell needs to be sacrificed in this team for us to be better as a team. And if it's Reece James because Caicedo's playing a right back / inverting in for most of the season, I don't give a fuck.
I don't think Caicedo will be playing majority next season right back.
It's just
Well, I would if you
I
wanna
know
play the
the only
three.
thing
I
I'll
mean,
say
he would,
is,
but I don't think it's gonna happen.
you know what I think? I think it's in big games because when teams open up against us, it works. But when it's a low block, there is no reason to have Caicedo at right back, bro. Like when it's a low block, like
I'll say this, Chris. I don't think it's necessary. Well, I want to hear Scott's take on it too, because he agrees with you, right? But I don't think the 4-3-3 is necessary because it's not like next season. If we're at this trajectory, if we do get UCL, it's not like next season these players aren't going to have the chance to play big games, right? Because I do think, to an extent, I do think part of the reason you're resting Reece is because you also want an important player on the pitch against Djurgården. Listen, we probably banter it. It is what it is. It's Djurgården stuff. We don't take it that seriously. But at the end of the day, he's trying to win a trophy. Like he's trying to put a serious team out there that is going to actually take it seriously, win the trophy. And then that, if we do win that trophy, it brings camaraderie to the team. It's an important trophy we need to win. Like I know at the end of the day, it's not a crazy trophy for us as Chelsea fans. Like whatever, we could care less about Conference League. Obviously we don't want to lose it because it's embarrassing. We obviously want to win it, and like we feel like it's a must win. Like there's no reason not to win it. But next season when we're in Champions League, we're in group stages, all this and that, I'm sorry, if we make Champions League. So people want to clip me and fucking timestamp me, whatever. If we are in Champions League, I do want Reece James to be on the pitch. I do want strong players on the pitch. We do have to rotate. Like we do have to have a strong team. So I think having a squad and keeping this formation instead of trying to fit everyone in one formation, I think it's fine. As long as we're winning games, I'm all cool with Reece James being saved for Champions League next game.
I mean, there'd be
Andy
rotation
Santos,
as well, I
and
guess.
so on and so forth. Both teams are going to be
Because
important.
if we're in
A Champions
Champions
League
League
team and a
where
Premier
less
League team.
likely, there's definitely rotation. Because I don't think Lavia will play like every game like next season because I don't think it's possible. Last season he played 37 minutes, and this season he's played like 600 minutes, I think. So it's definitely like I think he's definitely not going to play the whole season. Same with Reece James. I don't think Reece James can play a whole season, like 38 games a season. So it could be.
they'd probably the medical team would probably need to see an entire year.
I wouldn't mind seeing the 4-3-3 at times as well, because the 4-3-3 we can just be compact, and maybe the fullbacks overlap as well with the wingers, obviously inverting in, because we've got fast fullbacks.
I don't know. That's going to be on the players. Like I do think this season has been a tough season for a few players. Malagusto being one of them. And you look at the likes of like Reece, like he hasn't had the easiest time. I don't think he's been a problem. I don't think he's been bad, but he's definitely not had the easiest time transitioning into this midfield role and stuff. He's had some good games here, some bad games there, but I do think this season is going to be a season for a lot of players to acclimatize, really get used to the inverting, the tactics and stuff. It's another season too where like, we were relying on players to take roles that they're not used to. When Lavia wasn't fit, what did we do? We had to figure out a solution. So we figured out, let's put Reece James in the midfield and have him do what we're asking Lavia to do. Obviously not the same player. So it's just like stuff like that. Like when we have the backup, the proper solutions for when Lavia were to, fall to injury, or another player were to fall to injury. If the recruitment does do their job and get the right backups, then maybe you don't have to rely on improvising and forcing Reece James to play a position that he's not comfortable with. Maybe you can then focus on having Reece James be an inverting right back and then Caicedo with a 4-3-3. Like, I think this season, there wasn't much room for Maresca to really experiment in terms of like the actual formation. I think he just stuck to his guns, said, I'm going to do this formation. I'm going to just change personalities and roles. And we're going to figure this out before I try to implement. And I hope this is what he does, right? Before I try to implement another style of play and maybe another formation. Rossignol is different over in Strasbourg. He's been saying, like, I'm going to teach you guys 3 at the back. I'm going to teach you 4 at the back. I'm going to do this, counterattacking and stuff. It's been working out for him. It's a different league. I don't think you can get away with as much of that in the Premier League, but I do hope that this is something Maresca does, because we do need to have something else in the chamber in case one tactic doesn't work, you know? And I do think that would benefit some of the players. And I agree with you. I don't think Lavia's going to play every game, but we do have to figure out a way to play without Lavia if we're going to do this system, or we're going to figure out a way to play without Lavia if we're going to change it to a different system. You know? I said a whole lot there. I let you speak.
We're gonna I think that's a good place to move into the other midfielder we have to talk about, no?
Enzo Fernandez? Is that who we must talk about? Because I have
set the tempo. No pun intended.
Baby Veron. Okay, baby Veron, let's go.
Baby Veron is crazy. 20 GNA this season, ladies and gents.
Where's Armand?
20 GNA.
A certain Bridge Nations Gallagher agenda has just fallen apart.
20 GNA, more than a certain Galadinho that I was told about. Yeah, playing the same role apparently.
Is that way in the? Oh my god, that's actually in the Premier League.
It's in the Premier League, my friend.
It's all in the Premier
League. Yes.
And the mad thing is, he could have more assists easily, comfortably.
For Premier League
I remember that
midfielders,
Southampton game especially. Like he could have got like 2 assists to Cole Palmer at least as well, and 1.
That's not this season. That's since he joined the club.
Is it since he joined the club?
That can't
be. Yeah, he's got like.
There's no. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, I think
in the Premier League, he's got like 6 goals and 7 assists.
Yeah, I think this season he was on 15 or 14 the other day.
Are you looking at us?
Let's do it.
I was gonna say, like, if that's 20 this season, that's
Marshall. Scroll to the top. It tells you.
Marshall,
scroll to the top.
No, I just want to put this one on.
He's one off, by the way. Oh, shit. In all comps, not in the Prem. In all comps, he's 1 off 20 this season.
Yeah, he's definitely got a few assists in the conference.
He's got 12 in total in the Prem.
That's still good, like for a guy in midfield.
So
he could definitely have more.
In all comps.
He's got the same amount of assists and more.
That's
goals
not updated. It's 6 goals. It's not updated. It's 6 goals.
Oh, it's 6 goals.
So 6 goals and 7 in the Prem.
So it's 20 in all comps this season.
He
has more goals and the same amount of assists as Martin Odegaard this season in the Prem.
Wait, he has the same. What? Say that again?
He has the same amount of assists and more goals than Martin Odegaard in the Prem this season.
Yeah, he could. I think in
he has. Hang on. You said it was 6. Yes, he's 2 goals and 2 assists behind Bruno in the league this season.
Damn.
And a lot of the goals just come through Bruno.
And Bruno plays as a 10.
Yeah,
plays higher up the pitch.
Oh my god!
He's had to me. He's top 3 this season as well. Like Chelsea, like it's Caicedo, Cucurella, then Enzo. Yeah. Like Enzo's.
So he's 4th for chances created in the Prem.
Overall.
And overall.
And he had that terrible 2-month start as well.
At the beginning, he had a poor start, and he's still there. And he is. Let me see.
This is why. This is why I went entertain that.
And that's a good point, huh? And Bruno takes penalties.
Yeah,
yeah.
That is very true. That's a big factor. Well, you know what else is a big factor, guys?
I don't know how many scored.
Over 120 of you guys watching and only 49 likes. We just beat Liverpool.
You can hit the dislikes if you want.
No, don't.
Why would you?
Oh, okay. I mean, dislikes, they hit, man.
Yeah, you can hit the dislikes if you want, but I prefer you just hit the likes. Why are you fucking incentivizing them to hit the dislike? You know what? Fuck it. Chris, F1 channel coming up.
No, I'm selling it. I'm selling. The stocks are high.
Anyways, guys,
bro. By the way, I was looking up the list. By the way, this is absolutely criminal. So Palmer has 21 big chances created and only 8 assists. For reference, Salah has 25 big chances and 18 assists.
Wow, It's like, this is what I mean. Like, if Enzo Fernandez, like, well, I'm sure we're gonna talk about it, but Nicholas Jackson wasn't good today.
I disagree.
If you have a proper striker, you do have more goals and more assists out of Enzo Fernandez. Like, that is without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, we are playing somewhat handicapped when it comes to getting the best out of Enzo Fernandez because he doesn't have like someone who can take advantage of his creative chances. Like, let's just be real. We went through the same exact thing when we had Reece James overlapping and doing the right back shift. And the amount of crosses that would come into the box, and no one would take advantage of Reece James' crosses because we didn't have a proper striker.
No, I agree. What I think has impressed me the most about Enzo this season, though, like, because I do agree, I think he could have more. His numbers could be higher, especially assists. That's not what impressed me, though, and it was like
fucking Chris.
Because I'll be honest, like, the whole goal and assist thing is nice on paper, but like there are other things I look for. It's the same like I said about Palmer in the last stream, and it's what he did this game.
Yeah.
Even if you took away the penalty he scored, and I'm happy he got the penalty. Palmer's all-round game today, I think, was better than Enzo. That's not me trying to downplay Enzo, but it's like I just thought it was incredible because of how he affected the game, what he was doing in the game, and what I like about what Enzo has done across the course this season. Because like we had the debate on the last stream, I thought he started really badly, but after those first like 2-3 months, he started to turn it around. And what he has done that I've liked, because we don't have many, is it looks like he's really it looks like the captaincy has done well for him. Like it's done a real it's done something for him in a positive way. He seems to have become a real leader on the football pitch, and we don't have many of those. In fact, you could probably count on like 3 fingers the number of actual leaders we have in the team. But he has become one of those guys, and it's like you see from the first minute, he is the one that gets on the end of that. The pass from Neto, I think it was. Gets the goal. He's the one that's there. He's just in the thick of it so much, and it's like, he's just stepping up massively. And I think, he just seems to have had a real positive effect in that sense. Because the goals and assisting, like I said, are nice, and yes, he should have more assists. But I just named you a player in terms of Bruno Fernandes who does a similar thing for United, and you see the effect it has on them in terms of he's an erratic player. Don't get me wrong, and there are things that I don't rate about Fernandes, but he steps up in the big moments for them. He is able to, when they need him to, step up, pull them through a moment, and Enzo is starting to become that this season as well. I think it's really showing this season how much that's he's starting to do that.
I'm glad you mentioned the leadership, because that's something I feel like people, for whatever reason, people kept. I don't know if it was intentional or a bit of an agenda or whatever. I've seen the leadership qualities from Enzo Fernandez from the get-go. From the moment he joined the club, it took a little bit, but he kind of always had this assertiveness about him that he would just demand certain things from players on the pitch. And last season, I saw it a lot where he was just asking this and that, and he was kind of being demanding, right? That's, for me, that's kind of a leadership quality. It's not the only leadership quality you could show. There's other ways to show it as well. But that was something that he showed. He was one of the most vocal people on the pitch that I think I remember a time where we were discussing there's not many vocal leaders on that pitch for Chelsea. And he was one of those characters that he wasn't a captain at the time. He wasn't necessarily a leader at the time, but he was very vocal. And I think, being vocal, especially from a midfielder's point of view and trying to dictate the way people should set up and stuff, I think it's really important. And this season, I know people were so adamant against him getting captaincy simply because, within reason as well, because of the controversy in the beginning of the season.
The old racism thing.
Yeah, the xenophobia, racism, you call it
what
we
had
will.
one racist captain, I suppose we can have another.
Listen, man. Listen. If Enzo helps us lift the Prem and the UCL,
proper Chelsea.
Listen, history rhymes.
History rhymes. But what I'm trying to get at is that, he's always had leadership qualities even before the controversy. So it was going to be inevitable. I just said if anything, I'm more surprised that Caicedo is considered one of the leaders because he's very quiet from what I could tell.
I think it's a performance kind of thing. Like he's one of those like leaders on the pitch through his performance. But I think in terms of being like a vocal leader, I agree. I think like Enzo is also. We're getting like Esteban, we're getting we have a lot of like Spanish speakers coming into the team as well.
South American Portuguese
Spanish,
speakers. I think
Portuguese.
I don't mean to use the same like comparison again that keeps being used for Caicedo, but it's similar to what Kante was. Like Kante was never when like he was a leader on the football pitch for us, but it was always through performances. It was it was never through vocal. It was never any of that stuff. But it was always he was the first one to initiate the press, or he was the first one to get stuck in. I hate using terms like that because the whole passion shit. But like he was always like performance stuff, and I think it's the same with Caicedo. I think he's a little bit more vocal than Kante was, but I agree. I think it's more that. I think I did give you slightly, Marsh. I think he had it a bit, but I think it's come out way more this season. Like I don't think I saw any of what I'm seeing this season in terms of the real leadership stuff, especially in the last basically since he decided to turn it around once he broke up with his girl. From that moment on, I don't think we saw any of this last season. And that might be because of the injury or because Poch was a terrorist or whatever it was, right? But I don't think we saw any of this. Even under Potter, I don't think it was... It might have been there in little spurts, but I don't think it was real sustained or anything. And I'd probably put that down to him being new in terms of the language and the league and everything. This season, it feels like he's come into his own in that sort of stuff. This is you go back to the owners and the vision and what they're trying to do in this whole seemingly trying to manufacture leaders. They've failed mostly. He's the one person they've managed to do it with. And whether they actually manufactured it, whether it was inside him all along or whatever, he's the one person I would say who at the start looked like he didn't really have that ability to be that person and has found it through being given the captain's armband, through having to come through a stupid incident that he caused, but having to get through that, having to deal with off the pitch issues, having to deal with injuries, whatever it was that he had to deal with, he's come through that. And I think someone mentioned, I can't remember who it was in the chat earlier, I think that sort of stuff has helped him and has allowed him to get to where he is now on the pitch in terms of being that leader. It kind of sucks some of that stuff had to happen, like the incident and other stuff. But I think it's the positive outside of all of what happened is I think he's now better for it.
The silver lining,
That's what I mean. I remember when it all happened, I always said, dude, I don't care about your apologies. I don't care about any of this shit. If you really mean that you apologize and you didn't mean to do it, then show it on the pitch. And I think he has been showing it on the pitch, whether it be through leadership, like you're saying, Scott, and the captaincy and all that stuff, stepping up when, even in this recent patch of bad form, we just talked about this last stream where, after December, the whole team was going through a really dry rut. I don't think anyone can really sit here and say, hand on heart, that in that really rough patch of form in January, Enzo didn't try. Or Enzo didn't try to step up. He looked like one of the only players that
it was just the midfield. It was just the midfield too.
It was literally just the midfield, and you could see Enzo was getting frustrated and annoyed with the rest of his teammates because he gave a shit. He stepped up. He's like, all right, fuck it. If you're not gonna score, I'm gonna step up and score. That's the type of character that I want to see. And honestly, that's a really good take that you just had, Scott. Where it's he's young, right? And I know a few of us mentioned this when the whole controversy happened. It's I know RSM mentioned it, there's a cultural difference in South America versus in Europe. That's not to say it's an excuse, but it's stuff like that you fuck up, you realize you fuck up, you grow from it, and you don't do those fuck ups again.
It's just one of those things where certain parts of the world are just going to be more, you could say, socially behind on a lot of issues in other places. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. And it was one of those occasions where listen, obviously, hopefully he doesn't make a mistake like this again, and he did actually learn from it. But what I hope happens is that as he is young, he looks back at the mistake, he understands, speaking with his French compatriots and all that stuff and his team and stuff, that he understands okay, I understand why it was wrong, I understand why it looks the way it does. I'm sorry for that, and we move, and I will be more mature going forward and more professional going forward, so that something like this never happens again. And hopefully that sets an example for other people and other youngsters, because maybe if Enzo had someone to look up to like I said, when it came to this recruitment and the way we built the team, we got rid of a lot of experienced people really, really quick. Maybe if there was someone to look up to, an experienced head, maybe that never happens. But because he's young and he's learning to be this experienced guy, learning to be the leader, learning to step up and be this like 105 million pound midfielder that Chelsea just acquired, he made a mistake. And you know, if you want to like keep ramming on him and you know, beating the dead horse about the mistake he's made and oh, just this and that, I want him sold, whatever. So that's fine. You're entitled to that. But I also do believe in forgiving people for their mistakes. And as long as they show that they have actually grown past it and actually shown that they meant that they made a mistake and they're going to be better as a result of that mistake and learn from it, then so be it, bro. Like, you're a better person for that, you know? So listen, kudos to Enzo for the season he's been having so far. I really hope he continues it going, because I do think, like I said earlier, if we get a proper like good attack, the one that can stay consistent, bro, Enzo in that midfield, even Lavia to an extent, like the deep lying, you know, plays he was making, Cole Palmer in the 10, bro, we'll be scoring so many goals from the chances those
even
players
just
alone create.
Even just dude, even just in this game, and I think we can like transition this to like a conversation about the wingers, is bro, the amount of space and time because of really good passes that Neto and Nani were getting into the Liverpool defense was great, bro. And we were playing out of the press and we saw them playing it to the wingers. And I think Neto and Nani had good games. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a game where I can say I think both wingers did what they needed to do. And I don't know what Maresca cooked up by putting Nani on the left-hand side, but bro, it's working out. He's being less selfish. He's making like good dribbles into the box. He's creating dangerous spaces for himself. And Neto, bro, go ahead.
I'll say with Nani, it's not even necessarily like the being less selfish thing. Like, I think you saw it when he went to the right in the second half. I think, I'm not going to say he was bad, but you saw he was less effective, because I don't think it's necessarily the selfish, like being less selfish. I think he just has more options. There's more he can do. Because like you saw when he went to the right-hand side, it was kind of a bit too predictable. Like, it's kind of just cut inside. It's like what he wants to do. Where he's on the left, it's like he has the opportunity to go down the outside and whip balls in. There was a moment where he gets the ball and he cuts inside to play it inside. So I think it was Enzo, and he has the ability to do that because he's on his strong foot, and it's like he doesn't. It's not so telegraphed because he hasn't have to cut in and everything. And it's like I think that's more what it is for me. It's not necessarily that he's like less selfish. Like, it just has more options. He's able to do more. And I think you see
he can take them to the byline, but he could also cut inside. I agree. It was good.
It gives him more. Like, at the end of the day, it's putting Nani in a position where he is able to. Yes, he has to think more, which is not always a good thing, but he's showing that he can do that. That's not just on a shot on Nani. That's it in like a lot of footballers. Like if you give too much time to think, they end up like fucking up. It's why there are some people
are better instinctually. Yeah,
like there's certain strikers. Like if you give them the most time in the world, they'll fuck everything up. But it's like if you just ask them to do something instinctual, they're incredible because like they don't think.
Trent couldn't touch him today. Yep, true.
You just like. It's just giving him more options, so he's able to do more things, and then you make it so he gains confidence in himself because he's being able to do more, and then he's able to have the moments where he can do, you know, the tricks and everything, and he likes doing that. And it's like, I thought he was great, and I thought defensively him and Neto were fantastic as well. They didn't really have to do much. Well, not Nani didn't because Kukurea was a beast, but like Neto on that right hand side was helping Caicedo out as well, and it's just, he's found something with these two guys. And it's like, if these guys can continue performing, this whole talk about
we got something for Newcastle. We got something for them.
We need to have that talk about a new winger, because we obviously need an improvement in the future potentially, but there are more important positions. So that's money you can save. Like that's money you can save on buying a Lookman or a Williams or whoever,
or just or wasting our money on Gittins,
or something like that. And it's like, okay, cool. That. Let's say 30 million you were going to spend on Gittins. Cool, just put that 30 million to the striker pot and go and actually get the bad boy striker, or the centre back pot and go and get a bad boy centre back, and then you're starting to address the key positions. And it's like, I agree. Maresca has cooked something up with those two. Like
he cooked something up, bro. I don't know. Like it's crazy. You wouldn't have thought that just switching the sides, but bro, it's like Nani looks like a completely different player on that left hand side.
Bro, I'm looking at the play I wanted to talk to you guys about that Nani had. Yo, I'll just put it on the screen.
Bro, he
It's
cooked.
fucking-
He cooked. He cooked. That, by the way, that one play where Nani played it to Jackson and Jackson had that P roller, I almost lost it, bro.
No, this play right here, like I was like, yo, Nani just turned into Neymar. What the fuck just
I
happened?
told you he's this is the one. Yep.
This play right here, where he basically look at all the Liverpool players on his side, bro, and then he just fucking beats all of them. He beats the whole press.
Look at
bro.
this drag back.
One,
Yeet,
two.
bro, so good.
Yo, and then he beats him again.
Yeah, on the inside, bro. I'm telling you,
Nah,
he's a
it
different
was-
beast on that
It's
left-hand side.
insane. What he did today was insane. And listen, again, people who want to accuse, who has Maresca improved this season? Who has Maresca improved this season? I've kept saying Nani. Oh, Nani's not great. Nani, blah, blah, blah. Bro, Nani is a good player.
And-
he's frustrating, but he is one of those wingers profiles that Maresca wants in his team.
And I would also say, even taking away this, just looking at Nani and Maresca, I would say even Neto, bro. Like this is why I think Maresca cooked, and I think Scott agreed as well. Is like on that right hand side, bro, because he's on that right hand side. The amount of times that we were playing the ball in behind to Neto, that's his strength, bro. He's beating people for pace. Simicast had like a yard on him, and Neto still caught up and won the ball. And
Bro,
Neto running towards goal, right, with the ball in behind is deadly, bro. He is good. That's what we saw at Wolves. That's what people were seeing at Wolves and why people wanted him. Even beyond the goal, he had another time where it was the same thing, ball in behind. He beat Simicast, cut in, and almost scored. Good shot on goal.
Yeah.
Like, and Neto on that right hand side, Nani on the left is cooking.
There was a moment where, like, I think Simicast was taking a corner or something, and he's obviously next to the camera. Bro, he looked shell shocked. Like, my guy looked like he was like seeing ghosts, or he just like he'd come off a fun fair ride or something. Like, bro, he literally looked like he was spinning. Like, he looked like he was spinning, bro.
And let's not forget, yo, Nani
Simicast was
almost had a
getting
goal
cooked,
today.
bro.
Let's not forget, Nani almost had a goal today, but Jackson was offside.
We will speak about the criminal later. He's the only one on the pitch.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, we will speak on
But
it.
and then okay, I think is that everybody? We spoke about everybody. Trev, good job, Trev. I'll say that.
Oh,
yeah,
Trev did
we'll
a
get
good
to
job.
defense.
I told you,
We'll
bro.
definitely
I
get to
told people.
defense.
I told
Yeah,
people.
but in terms of like Nani, bro, like listen, next season, I'm just saying, when it comes to Nani, I'm totally down to keep him. I think our wingers have been stepping up. I think Nani is. I still hold that he's our best dribbler in this side. He's our best dribbler in this team. Like, I think it's tough to find anyone close to his dribbling ability. Maybe Jaden competes with him, but the shooting that Nani does, the confidence that he has, like, he honestly believes he is the best player in this team. Like, when his confidence is going, like, bro, I mean,
Were you rolling? I'm out of here, man.
like, no, he's great, bro. Like, I really do. I'm starting to really like Nani a lot.
I was having a conversation where people were like, "Oh, would you sign to Newcastle?" And I'm like, "Bro, like, no, that would strengthen a rival. He would be even crazier in that Newcastle team." Like, I think that Nani has shown himself not just in the past 2 seasons, this one in the past one, to be an improved player. And not only that, I think it's also a testament to him and the way he's maintaining himself physically, because he came in as like a quote unquote injury prone player.
Yeah,
He has not missed that much time for us. He has not missed a crazy amount of time for us, really.
One injury, I think, since he's been here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he hasn't missed a crazy amount of time. So like, I want to give him props for that. I think that this winger solution, I want to see it again against Newcastle. If it works again against Newcastle, we're running it. We are running this left side Nani, right side Neto. It is a solution. So I want to run that for sure.
Yeah, I think Neto was all right. I can't complain too much on Neto. I think he was pretty effective at times. I obviously do want to see more from Neto, but honestly, I think Neto's been pretty decent. Like, he'll come up with a goal now and then, which is nice to see. He'll have a good play on the right hand side. He'll get a good cross in. Again, we need a better aerial threat if we're going to be playing.
He got the assist today, though.
Yeah,
he did get the assist
today.
He basically got the goal.
Yeah,
He basically
yeah.
pressed,
Well,
he got,
It's what I said at the intro, though. It's the variation. You know, oftentimes with Neto, it's the ball in the air. This time it was on the ground, just adding that variety to it.
No,
Yep.
yeah, you're 100% right. Like, maybe Madueke had more of the dazzling performance today, but Neto was effective in terms of like he got an assist today. I think he got a goal the Everton game before that. Like he's been on a streak of GNA as well, to be honest.
Fulham.
Okay, yeah.
That one shot he had though was criminal. I ain't gonna lie. That was prime Mudryk right there.
Which one?
The one where Caicedo passed it off to him and he's on the edge of the box and he just skies it. That Neto shot was Mudryk-esque, but everything else was good.
Yeah. I think that was that the one where like Enzo should have shot.
Once a game we gotta get our Mudryk tribute in. You know, like we gotta shout out the boy.
Right. Before we get into the striker, right? I do need to go back to the center backs and put some praise there.
Yes.
And listen, I'm not gonna take back any criticism I said about Chalobah just yet.
Yeah,
but
no.
I have to say, in the last 3 games in the Prem, he's been fantastic. And today, I think this is his best game this season. Bro, the tackles he was making, the last-ditch tackles, just... Headers, everything, man. He's like... He was sensational today. He stepped up tremendously in these last few games as well. And you know what? And this is the part that kills me. Like, I do like Chalobah as a person. I think as a player, there is a good player there. He's just gotta, get those mistakes less and less, right? Because he's had some bad moments this season that he's got to polish up on. That will come with due time. It's a shame that I know this club is going to try to sell him. We know, like the writing is on the wall. They're going to try to sell him regardless. And it's a shame because he's such a team player. Like you guys saw like the celebrations in the locker room. He's the one taking that video. And he's the one celebrating and egging on Nani and all this stuff. He's such a good part of the locker room and he's such a good person in terms of like team spirit and really, really wants to play for the club. So it kind of pains me to kind of see him go. I don't mind him being in the squad. I don't mind him being a squad player, but it's just one of those, it's a shame. But that aside, his performances today were his performances in general lately and his performance today, it's just incredible, man. I mean, Scott, I'll let you speak on it because I know you've been a big advocate for him.
I told you, like this is when like I told everyone when people wanted to talk. when people wanted to talk bullshit on Chalobah, like it was like I said, it's bullshit. Like no one's saying he's some well-beaten centre back. He's never going to be some incredible world-class centre back. But when we're trying to replace him in this squad with like scrubs like Tosin and Disasi and Niesman, and it's like. I'm going to stick up for him because the guys we're replacing with are shit. And he's shown it before. He's shown it again today. Like, he is a more than good enough squad player in this team.
Agreed.
More than good enough. And the fact, like I said, we're trying to replace him with absolute shit. Like, it lifts me off. Like, I've always said I've got no issue with Trev going, but you've got to replace him with someone good. And we never have.
For me, it's not even someone as good. I need someone better because if we're losing, and my view, like is a key squad player. Like this is a key squad player, bro. Like if we're going to lose him, then I need somebody like that's going to like make up for more than make up for the loss.
The thing as well with Trev that helps as well, and like I don't always put too much stock in this, like for every player, but I think it can help in certain moments. Like he obviously gets the club that I don't really care about, but like he's someone who wants to play here. He's happy to be here. Like he's not someone that's pushing all the time for everything. Like he just wants to play. I see him in a similar light to how like Loftus-Cheek was the same. He just wants to play here, and so you've got a guy who wants to play here. He's willing to play here. He doesn't want huge wages. He's humble. So there's no attitude problem. He works his arse off. He's willing to learn because he has improved. He improved under Tuchel as a player. Like right here. There's no downside to Chalobah. There's literally no downside to having him in this team unless you're going to get someone better. You just got some weird freaks that love to. I don't even think his wages are anything crazy either, bro.
He signed a new contract with the new wages and everything.
Yeah, he like I said, I think he's a very, very solid rotation piece. I think he's better. I agree with every center back that Scott said. And yeah, I think the issue with him comes when you play him for extended periods. You see his weaknesses, but in terms of coming in and out of the squad, he's solid. You just kind of know what you're gonna get from him, and I think those kind of players, you know, hold a lot of value. So
Yeah, no, and
I
especially
think
against,
I personally think this season the problem's been, and I know Scott's said this before, but the rotation of the back line is far too frequent. You'll get a Tosin and Chalobah, then you'll get a Chalobah and Colwell, then you get a Colwell and Tosin. It's just too much. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Chalobah and Colwell have played the last few Premier League games in a row.
yeah,
And even and I want to mention Colwell today because I didn't have a problem with him today. He was pretty much
He was good.
doing
he
business.
was
You know,
shaky in the
I
beginning,
remember.
but he did ease into the
Yeah.
game for
Yeah,
sure.
I think
he
defensively-
got better. I remember
Mhm.
there was a headed clearance in the box once from across from the left hand side, so you know he did well there.
Yeah.
You know, just build a partnership. Like what Scott said this before. You know, whatever two you pick, just stick with it, and time will build it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's just like I think with both of them as well, it's like I was gonna make a point I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck. I know we talked about him earlier, but I think part of it as well of why our centre backs I think there's a couple of reasons why our centre backs have played so poor. Number one is like the rotation. Actually, I think this number one is the rotation.
Yeah.
Which hasn't always been their fault and Maresca's fault. It's like Fofana getting injured doesn't help and whatnot. I think number two is I think our system hasn't helped them. It's not anywhere near as bad as last season. I'm not saying that we've obviously conceded less goals, but I think there have been a few times where they've been a little bit exposed. But I also think like having Lavia in there helps them. Like it does help them, and having Caicedo in there as well as a guy who can like having Caicedo in that right back spot who can recover and get back. Like he's able to do that much better than Gusto's able to do. He's able to do that much better than Chalobah is able to do when he's playing right back. Like he's even potentially better at doing that than Reece James is, as great as Reece James is. And so you help these guys out because they're not stuck having to defend like wide areas 1v1. And even the times when they are, it's the same thing I said about Noni earlier, where it's like you build them into the game, you get them to the point where their confidence in a game is top tier, and then when they have to go 1v1 against a centre back, like you saw Chalobah today, he's already played really good across the game. Nunez gets in on a moment, he's there making the last ditch challenge because he's confident and he knows he's getting there. Like instead of having it so these guys are getting smashed from minute one and it's like, okay, I don't really know what's going on here. I've got to defend this guy, I've got to defend that guy, shit, where am I meant to be? And then they're over there all over the place mentally. You're making it so they're in a position where their confidence is top tier, and then they feel invincible.
Yep.
Yeah, and even so, like I will also say this, like I think I can't believe I'm even doing this. I do think that part of what's been helping is that there's been a more solidifying trust between him and Levi Colwell, but also him and Robert Sanchez. I think in recent games, Robert Sanchez has been doing his job. And he hasn't been making those stupid mistakes. Like today, he had a quiet shift. He did what he needed to do. And there was even
I think his long balls were still pretty shit, but other than that, he was good at claiming crosses and stuff.
There were some bad passes in there, obviously, but nothing that really cost us the game, nothing that really jeopardized us.
5 for 18 long balls. Thanks, Robert.
But what I will say, like one moment of clarity that I had today was like when Moises from midfield headed it to, there was pressure on him. He headed it to Robert Sanchez, and then he's on the ground looking at Robert Sanchez like, please don't make me regret this decision. Please. Because Sanchez, it was at stoppage time. Sanchez let it go to his feet. And I was like, okay, are you going to pick it up? You're going to pick it up? But like, there's now like a trust being built there that I think earlier in the season, we all agree like probably wasn't there, which leads to a lot of like tension and pressure in the back line. So I think that helps too. Like, and listen, Chalobah, one thing I got to say again, in regards to what Scott was saying, I know I've criticized him a lot in the past about, you know, he's always made mistakes, but Thiago Silva was there to hold his hand and clean up the messes he would make and all this and that. And Liverpool was always one of those games where he would make a mistake and Thiago Silva was there to, you know, clean up the mess. Today, in that very same Liverpool side that you're up against, you stepped up and you cleaned up any mess that Levi Colwill made or the defense made. Like that is literally like to me like such a symbolic like passing of like, okay, he's stepping up as a leader now. Like we're gonna be okay. Like he learned from Silva and he's now implementing it into his game. And I do hope the best for him. Maybe the club do have a change of heart and decide to keep him because he has been so massive in these last few games. But what were you gonna say, Scott? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say on the Sanchez thing, like I actually want to big him up this game for something. I disagree slightly with what RSM said. Like his long balls weren't great, but I think some of those were moments where his decision making was actually very good. Because I remember there was one in particular where Enzo does I think we win the ball back from a corner or something, and Enzo gets the ball and he stops on the ball for some reason instead of having a counter. And he plays a really risky ball back to Sanchez.
Yeah.
And instead of Sanchez like doing his usual bullshit, instead of him doing his usual bullshit, he just clears it first time. And I thought his one thing I think he like in the last few games where he's played better, I think the thing that is improving and he's actually seeming to have either got better at or just like maybe he's thinking clear or whatever it is, his decision making in certain moments is much better. And I think he's knowing when to just clear it, when to not mess about with it and stop doing stupid bullshit. The stuff we praised Petrovic for last season. He seems like he's starting to understand that a bit more, which I'm glad to see. I don't know whether that's instruction, whether that's clarity in himself, what that's from. I have no idea. But I'm glad to see that because that's ultimately like his shot stopping is very good. The stuff that's the decision making is the passing stuff because too many times he's making stupid passes. Now I've said all this, he'll make some stupid pass against Newcastle or something just to ruin it. But like, I'm glad to see it. I'm glad that this is jokes coming as well. Yeah, like he seems to have improved that a little bit, which is nice to see because it's taken a whole season, but at least something.
His claims in the box were so much better, bro. Like when he could grab it, he just grabbed it. He didn't do none of the dumb punching he just grabbed it. That's it. Didn't do the grab drop, just grabbed it. It was great today. I can't be pissed. Even the goal, I think some people are like he should have saved it. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like it was a good header. Like I think
that was just a set piece set up with the zone or what?
Yeah, I think it was just good. I think it was fine. I don't know. I think he did a fine job this game. I'm not gonna complain about it. Like I said, there's only one criminal that was on the pitch today for Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, I mean, what do we do? Because like it's. I don't want to rag on him too much because the last two games it was nice to see him like on the scoreboard getting his goals against Djurgården were brilliant. He had a great goal against Everton that gave us the lead and we maintained from there. But it's games like today where like, do I want to blame it on him? Do I want to blame it on do I want to put it up to like? They played a good offside trap and constantly caught him in it.
No. He can fuck
Marshall, the Noni goal that that wasn't an offside trap.
No, that goal. You know why that goal? No, do you know why that goal? Do you know why that offside was criminal? Because when you look at the play, bro, they're on like extremes of the box. Jackson is in the middle, and they clearly have not noticed him. Like there was no reason for him to go early and be offside. For that,
And to add to RSM's points, do you know how many times I've seen from last season and this season how many goals I've seen not count because this dickhead can't decide to be onside and be a lazy piece of shit? No, he can fuck off after the season.
You're pushing it with the lazy.
No, it is lazy. No, it's very he's lazy. He's lazy.
I don't think he's lazy. I think it's awareness.
It's a definite so that he's a dumbass. No, he's a dumbass. Yeah, sure, okay, so we got it. So we have a dumbass striker. So after the season, I don't give a fuck how many goals he scores from now till the end of the season. Sell him. I do not even want him as a backup striker. I'm done. I'm done with this nonsense. I'm done. He can fuck off. 2 goals from one from Djurgården, one from Everton. It's not going to change how shit he's been. And when you're telling me his combination play shit too, what does he add to my team? He can't head the ball. Okay, he scored a few goals after 500 years. His link-up plays dog shit now. What is he adding to my team?
The best thing we can hope for...
And he still doesn't have awareness in terms of offside? when he literally can take 2 steps and he'll be onside. Do you know how many times I've seen that last season and this season? Where if he's 2 steps forward, he's onside and we have a goal that's counting for that particular game? Nah, fuck off. If you're that stupid, fuck off from my club. I don't have time for dumbasses anymore. Fuck off.
See, the thing is, like, I don't disagree with everything, but like the parts I do disagree with, it's like I think we're being a little harsh.
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, I think it's a little too much because at the same time, like, why are we pretending that last season when Jackson was in those positions where if you just hit it with your weak foot, you score a goal against Man City in the FA Cup and we're all right. And then this season against Djurgården, he has a blast of a goal.
No, we're not talking about goals. We're talking about being onside. Now you're adding a different element.
No, because
we're talking about offside.
But if all it took for you to be at Chelsea and to be like qualified to join the team was just an offside ability, like then a lot of people.
But Marshall, what worries me is, do you remember the Spurs game last season?
Yes.
How many times was Jackson offside that game?
Thank you.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get at is that, like, overall as a player, he has shown improvements to his game that we used to criticize him for. Last year, we criticized him for not having a weak foot and always wanting it on his strong foot and taking the extra touch and all that stuff. He doesn't take as many touches this season.
But this game again, Nani got by 2 players, passed him the ball. He's in the box. He shoots a P roller with his weak foot to Allison.
Yeah, thank you. And you know, if you want to do the whole last season thing, I
remember he gets a pass in the box. He tries to control it. He feels a bit of a defender on him. He goes to ground. Chance is gone.
No, and I get that. But let's also not pretend that Nani had a
I don't think this was like one of his worst performances. He's definitely had worse.
He's had worse.
But this is just like it's worse when the entire team is working exactly as it should, and you are the one thing that is not. This could have been easily, bro, a 5-1 game.
But again, like the way you're criticizing him for having a P-roller, we could say the same thing about Nani. Like, look at this moment right here. Like,
I did.
Good. Yeah,
100%.
Like, but it's just like it happens. The thing is, it just happens. Like sometimes you get a fucking good hit.
Hold up. You know the difference. You know the difference though. You know the difference though. Marshall, you know the difference is that is a winger.
Yeah, no.
My striker needs to be able to hit the ball, bro.
I understand. I'm not. Listen. At the end of the day, like I'm not trying to say we don't need another striker. I think we all agree we do need another striker. Like it can't be.
Jackson by the way, when Jackson got subbed off today, it was reported that he was asking why he got subbed off.
Yeah.
I guess he's no. If he doesn't know why he didn't get subbed off, he's a dumbass, and I don't have enough time for stupid people anymore in my club.
So
I'm saying that he's stupid because if he can't figure out how onside works after 2 seasons. After 2 seasons, he doesn't understand what onside work is. Then he can fuck off.
I understand
as an attacker,
but you're making it seem like it's just him when it's not just him. Like
actually, no. Actually, no. I can point to 5 goals this season that were disallowed because this dickhead was offside.
In terms
this
of
season
offside,
alone,
in terms of an offside, like there are teams that legitimately play an offside trap, like. He's not the only one that falls for offside traps. Like, yes.
It wasn't. It wasn't some.
It wasn't an offside trap.
It wasn't.
It's not just on Jackson. It's also Liverpool.
No. We're doing excuses now. It wasn't an offside trap.
I'm not trying to give excuses. You're just making it seem like, oh, he's dumb because he doesn't know what an offside is. Like, no, I'm sure he knows what an offside is, but he falls for an offside trap.
He doesn't because there's
okay. So he was offside when he scored 14 goals. What are we doing, Curry? What are we doing? This is what I mean. You're doing too much.
No, it's not doing too much. I've had enough of this fucking nonsense. How we have to keep babying this little bitch ass.
I'm not trying to baby him. I'm just trying to be reasonable.
No, he's not being reasonable. When it comes to, you can talk about ball striking, and we can baby him for that. If you're talking about offsides and specific, there's been 5 goals this season that weren't offside traps. If you would, he just doesn't fucking have a brain. He doesn't look. He doesn't look left. He doesn't look right. It's not some billion.
So are you going to give him credit for the other goals where he was just on the line and he was just onside, or are you going to discredit those?
No,
two?
by the way, those 5 goals. I'm not. No, wait, hold on, Marshall. Those 5 goals I'm referring to aren't goals he scored. Those are goals that didn't count because he was outside because he was part of the play. Look, the 5. I'm not talking about the other goals he's scored and were offside. I'm talking 5 goals that didn't count for this season in the Prem that he was offside for the play, just like today's goal. Not the 5 goals he scored because he's offside. About 5 goals he was involved in the play, not the goal scored.
But listen, I'm not saying like there isn't criticism to be had. Obviously, he needs to do better about staying onside. 100%, all of us agree on that. But let's also not pretend that it's just him not knowing what an offside is. Like, come on, that's just doing too much.
What?
Like,
No, he doesn't. 2 seasons. It's been 2 seasons. It's not a 1 season thing. How can you not say he does?
so
He does not know.
but the thing is, like, you can't expect a player to go from being all this and that, a shit striker last season, and all of a sudden he's going to be Lewandowski the next season. He has improved. Like, you can't sit here and tell me he hasn't improved from last season. Aspects of his game. Last season, I called him touchy Jackson for a reason. Why? Because he always took the extra touch. He always did all this and that extra shit.
Again, we're doing. No. Yes, he has. We're doing way too much.
Actually, his goal conversion percentage is about the same as last season. So he hasn't improved on that. If
he has an extra touches he used to take,
we're doing way too much and overreacting. The only issue to his game today was the offsides, which yes, he needs to work on the offsides. Like today, was not good in that aspect. Everything else was fine. Like his link-up play was fine. Like I
think his shooting wasn't fine today.
But we're talking but Marshall's talking about overall game in terms of the season.
Outside of that one P roller, he had another couple of shots where like it was fine. Like and then Allison made a couple good saves. Where like it was like I honestly think he was okay today. Like he was 5 out of 10 at best. But like we're doing way too much. Like I agree with this. Like we're just doing way too much about Jackson. Like way too much. I get you're pissed at him being offside.
Season? No. We're talking about the season. And for the season, he has not improved compared to last season.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
Oh yeah, he
his
hasn't.
Conversion rate's the same. No, his conversion rate's been the same.
I'm not talking about
if you want to talk about G&A, then no, he hasn't improved.
No, not G&A. I'm talking about conversion rate.
We're going to move the goalpost because the argument that Marshall made, and I would make the same
definitely
argument.
He's not.
Cool. That's not the argument that either me or like myself or Marshall are making. To say he's not improved in any aspect this season is a straight up lie.
Well, is a straight up gotten worse than last season. I can say his link-up play has gotten worse than last season.
It's bullshit. It's a straight up lie.
I don't think his link-up play has been worse either.
His link-up play has not been worse this season. Don't stop lying, man. I get pissed that he was offside today, but like we're doing way too much. You're doing way too much.
No. Enough of this. Enough of this. He scored now 2 goals for us, and now we're acting like he's back on form, like he was.
3 goals.
No one said that, by the way. Not a single person.
No. Like I'm not forgiving it, but I'm just trying to tell you, like we're doing too much, and we're saying like he's shit, he needs to be sold, all this and that. Like
he does.
Like if you really felt that way, then keep it consistent in the beginning of the season, because in the beginning of the season, no one was saying this. You know, at the beginning of the season,
but you know what? No. But what happened? So I'm sorry. So that's like saying when Vinny had his breakout season, people thought he was shit. So when at the end of the season, when he was begging goals, winning a Champions League, I fucking couldn't change my mind. That's the stupidest fucking logic I've ever heard in my life.
You can't change your mind, but the
so
thing is like.
Shit. So he's been shit. He's been shit since November.
Okay, but
and he's my striker.
That is not the argument I'm making.
There's a difference, by the way. You can say he's been shit since December, and I would agree he's not been good enough. But to go from that to he needs to be sold, he can't even be backup because of like is nonsense, is bullshit. Like if we get Osimhen in, no one cares. No one cares about Jackson if we get Osimhen in. He can be backup.
I don't want him as backup.
Then that's bollocks. Then that's bullshit. That's nonsense because of offsides. It's fucking bullshit.
No. Because you know who could way too much. I don't need to do way too much. I can get someone for free who's a better striker than him.
Who?
Jonathan David.
Okay, but do you really think our club are like? Let's also be.
He's
realistic.
A free. Yes. No. We got a Tosin. We got a Tosin. Yes.
But do you think that Clear Lake are going to buy 2 strikers this summer?
Yes, I can see that. One can because one's literally free. One's literally free. And you know how much how much his wages are.
Let's try to withhold the name calling in chat. Come on, calm down now. Try to be respectable. Go ahead, CB.
No. I'm saying with Jonathan David, he's on 40K a week. I'm saying that's very similar to what we did with Tosin.
I think it's possible. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think you're going to go one or the other. They're not going to go for both.
I think you can go do both.
I think
if they're favorable for the lab. If they're going for
Yeah.
Delap anywhere for 30, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I just really think I agree with Scott, bro. Like if we get Victor Osimhen, like all of these growing pains and stuff, like we're not gonna see them. It's gonna happen in the background. He's going to learn more through practice, through seeing an actual striker, through being subbed on, and eventually he's going to get to the point where this is the thing too. Like, and I said this, like when Jackson has not ever at any point in his development ever been to an academy. And being offside is one of those things that like they teach you in an academy from a young age.
Sure.
So the fact that he hasn't, for me, it's just like,
by the way,
for me, those like the offside thing, I think a lot of the things that he's bad at can be improved.
100%.
The reason why I still want Osimhen is because I think like the striker's instinct is something that we need.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind Jackson being a backup. Like I just think the one thing I will say is I don't know if that happens, because I think if we get Victor Osimhen, there's a chance that we sell him just because we're gonna have two African strikers. I don't know, bro. That's a risk.
I agree.
I think there is a way you can make it work if we're going to get Rodgers, because Rodgers can play up front as well. So like you could afford to play Rodgers up front for like a month and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is why I completely agree, because like some of the other stuff as well, like you mentioned the ball striking, that's also comes being in an academy and like reps every day and whatnot. And so like it's why I say we're doing too much. Like I'm not saying he's had a great season. I think it's been okay, because again, it was a great first half of the season, terrible second half of the season, so kind of really averages out to be a pretty average season. But to then talk about like selling him, because I'll be real, like people in the chat are making the same point. Like Enzo, for all the good we spoke about that Enzo has done second half of the season, he has spent a year and a half prior to that being absolutely shit in the detriment to the team. But he's had 6 months of being incredible.
You know what he had an excuse of?
Do
you know what he had the excuse of? At least with last season, he was playing through a fucking hernia, and we can see why after the hernia surgery he was doing better.
What was his excuse at the start of the season? There was no excuse. He was shit. No, he was shit.
No. This is where your bias comes in. No, I get it, because we had this conversation last time when Kai was getting involved in this. I can tell. I'm gonna repeat the same thing I did last time, which was he came from a hernia surgery. He got through that, and then he went straight into Copa America and basically had no time off. And after major surgery, when you go straight to a major tournament, how are you gonna do?
Okay, cool. Does Jackson not get the excuse of, as RSM just said, he has had no time in an academy? He has had no training or coaching to the same level of
so we're gonna keep on waiting because my man had no time in the academy. I don't give a fuck.
But that's the thing.
There is a difference here. There is a cool. Again, you're being emotional and reactionary because of offsides in the game.
No, I've wanted him sold for the past two. I've been wanting him sold for the past month. I don't care. It's not emotional, just reactionary. I want him sold for the past.
It is a reactionary because, like we said,
so they can get strikers for cheaper.
Cool, whatever. The argument that we have made is if you just go and get Osimhen, no one gives a shit, and he can do all this like development in the background because we've already got the number 9 there.
Yeah.
So it does not matter. It literally does not matter. And the fact that you'll have Osimhen there to help with that is going to be massive for him. If he then doesn't improve, who cares? You can sell him. It doesn't matter. But to act like this is absolute nonsense based on a month of poor performances or offsides or whatever it is. To go from he can be
a month.
To go from he can be backup to I don't even want him as backup. He should be sold. That, and the other.
I can get better options. Yes, I don't.
But the thing is, though, like,
and Marshall, can I say why I also don't want him as backup if we're going for Osimhen? Because we're gonna be fucked for AFCON, buddies. We're gonna be fucked to our third choice striker, my guys. Because when AFCON hits, not possible. It's gonna happen. I'm not gonna do Morgan Rogers in December when we always struggle to do December. Why? How about I just get a competent striker who I can play through?
Why would you do Morgan Rogers, who's played striker, can play striker?
Because I'm not going to do that through the crunch time of the season where we always fail when I can get an actual striker who can be an actually good backup, who can actually be available.
But here's the thing.
How about that, Scott?
I feel like...
I'm not even saying Jonathan David, by the way. I'm not even saying Jonathan David as my main striker. I can Jonathan David as a backup.
Okay, so what I need to understand here is the plan in that scenario is you're going to play the backup for a month and a half in the crunch time, who up until that point will have basically had no minutes because Osimhen will have started basically all the games until that point. That's what I'm understanding.
Why would he have no minutes? We have competitions. We're going to be in multiple competitions.
He's going to play the 4th round in the Carabao Cup. Fantastic. My point still stands.
Excuse me, we're gonna have there's gonna be a rotation with the amount of Champions League games that are added as well.
Rotation. Do you understand how many times did Haaland get rotated at the start of the season?
Not
Oh, you
really,
mean?
I
Oh,
don't know,
sorry.
to be honest.
How many
Sorry.
times did Lewandowski get rotated?
No.
at the start?
I can.
How many
Can I?
times did
Would you
Mbappe
like me
get
to
rotated?
respond, or do you gonna keep? Can I respond? So with regards to Holland, they didn't fucking have a striker because they sold Julian Alvarez. So they didn't have a striker.
Cool.
Yeah. When did they get Marmoush? When did they start rotating? When they got Marmoush and Holland was there? Yeah, that's when they started rotating because Holland was the only striker they had.
Haaland played until we got injured.
No, Marmoush was playing some games as striker too. Excuse me. Before
So
I saw that
two
before he got
things.
injured.
Two things. Well, three things. Pep has played false nine and done all types of rotation without a Haaland before. It's like, let's not pretend like he can't play without a striker. He knows
Yes,
how to
but
play
not
without
for a
striker.
month. Not for a month plus in December when we as a club always struggle. Not other teams. We as a club because
Sure, I
AFCON's
understand
would be in
that, and I don't
December.
disagree with
By the
that.
way, no. Since we're going to do this, Haaland has played every single game he's been available for this season
Yeah, he doesn't get rotated.
in the
But
league. By the way, Cups, who gives a shit? Like I said, who cares? In the league and the Champions League, he has played every single game outside of one that he has been available for.
Mhm. Here's the thing, though. Just as my argument on this, right? To both your point, like I think both of you put up good points. What I will say in terms of like selling Jackson, one, if he gets sold and we get a proper striker, I don't mind. It's fine.
No,
It's not like I'm fighting. Hold on, let me just land because I've been listening to you both talk for the last 10 minutes. Let me just actually land some points. I do think that, you know, in terms of selling Jackson, sure, if you want to sell Jackson, that's fine. Get a good amount of money out of him. I think you can get something good out of him. And you get a proper striker, then cool. I'm all for that. I'm not opposed to selling Jackson. It's more so, one, is it going to happen? Not really. He just signed a new contract in the summer. It's a pretty lengthy contract. You'd have to pay a pretty decent amount of money to buy out his contract. I just don't think anyone's going to pay for it. Maybe they can because the salary isn't that high, but sure, whatever. What I originally argued in terms of Jackson, I understand the frustration with this game and just this season in general with offsides, but I would be lying if I sat here and told you, outside of the GNA and the output, his overall game has improved from last season. I used to call him Touchy Jackson all the time because he would take the extra touch. The amount of chances he would miss because he doesn't trust his weak foot. Those are two aspects of his game that this season he has actually improved on. He's not touching the ball in the box as much. He is taking more chances on or more shots in the first shot rather than taking the extra touch to get comfortable. He has taken shots on his weak foot, whereas last season he cost us in his. People blamed him for the FA Cup loss against Man City because he didn't take a shot on his weak foot. And then we're seeing like, bro, now he's trusting his weak foot more. He's had more chances to score on his weak foot. Now, the offside thing, and this is where I give him a little leeway, right? Because we mentioned that he hasn't had an academy and all this shit. The thing is, like, you can only excuse that to an extent, right? But you excuse it because he has been showing signs of improvement. If he doesn't show signs of improvement, then I look at him like, okay, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, why did we get this guy when he doesn't have any academy training? He's so inexperienced. This is only his. He had half of a professional season at Valencia, then he had the full professional season last season. I keep saying Valencia. It's
Villarreal. It's okay.
Villarreal.
Sorry, we know what you mean.
And then this is his second professional season, right? He's learning on the job, which, again, we shouldn't have to do that. Again, since we've gotten him, I've always said surely we're going to get another striker and he's a backup, but he stepped up to the mantle despite being that backup. Has he done the good job of doing it? No, not really. Like this season, I would say it's been very disappointing. All of us were hoping he would get to the 20 GNA mark without penalties. He's nowhere near it. He's actually worse in GNA than last season. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like he needs to be sold. He's a problem. He needs to be sold. We need to get a proper striker and just sell him. I think he'd be great as a backup. If we do sell him, good. But give me a proper backup then. Get me someone that can play the system or a Delep style that can do what he does.
So my backup style as a backup, not even the main man, is Jonathan David and TJK, whatever saying, paying Jonathan David 20K a week. We don't need to. He's on 30K at Lille. We could triple it and it would only be 90K.
Yeah, I mean,
For a guy,
maybe.
by the way, who has scored in Champions League, who's the second top or third or fourth top goal scorer in the league, has won a league with the Lille against PSG, has consistently for 5 seasons now scored over 15 goals in the league itself.
Why one or the other, huh? I'm confused by this one.
Right, so like that's what I'm saying. Why can't he just be my Loic Remy? I want a Loic Remy. I want a guy who's actually paid striker all his life.
Imagine for AFCON,
Who's not gonna-
Marshall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's also what I'm saying that.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's why I'm also saying that, because for AFCON, we're going to be decimated. So why don't they just sell Nicholas Jackson for 40, 50, whatever you want to name it, get another guy who's going to cost me similar salary, who's been a striker, who knows offside, who's played in Champions League experience for 5 seasons now, or European experience in general. Why wouldn't I just do that? That's why I want to sell them, because I want to upgrade. And I'm not even counting the actual upgrade I want, which is Victor Osimhen or Gokras. So that's why I want to sell him, because I can literally get a guy who's better than him or as good as him for free.
CB, can I ask you a
Who
question?
actually knows how to be striker.
Tell me a lot. Is he in your top? Would he be in your top 5 players that you would sell if you could only pick 5? If he isn't, it's fucking.
Sorry,
insane.
let me go through the let me go through the players for it. So Sanchez is 1. I want to sell Colwell, but sure, if the players I want to sell, okay. So Colwell, Sanchez, Sancho, I don't want us to buy, so I'm not going to count him. Gusto, I want to sell, no. Starting players, I pretty much like most of them. Yeah. I guess KDH would be 3. And Badishil and Dasasi, so those, he wouldn't be my top 5 if we're talking about overall squad, but if we're talking about, he would be top 10. He might be 6th or 7th, but like that's if we want to do it in that order, right? Like if we're gonna have Jackson as my striker next season, sure, but I don't think he's gonna be good enough for us to challenge the league, even as backup. Personally, for me, so, and especially if we're gonna be in the Champions League, I want people at all fronts. That's why I'm saying that, because I'm saying I can get a guy for free who has more experience than him. That's actually gonna be, I think Jonathan David's 1 year older, because Jackson's turning 24 in June, and Jonathan David's gonna turn 25 this year. So that's why I'm saying this. Because if Jonathan David wasn't a free signing or 20 million or 30 million, then sure, Jackson next season, fine. But there's a guy, that's why I'm saying this. I'm not even saying a Delap, like some stupid outrageous take because of a 1 season. I'm saying a guy who scored 15 goals for French league, was one of the main players to win a league against PSG, and has played Champions League football as a backup striker who would cost the same salary as Jackson. I would take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough. Like, I think selling Jackson isn't very realistic, just considering like.
No, I agree with that, but also selling Colwell is not realistic. But I don't like Colwell playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it, but at the same time, like I do believe Jackson has a use. I do believe he has improved as a player since he's come into this team. Do I think? Am I as confident next season that he's going to kick off and get 15, 17, 18 goals? No, I'm not anymore. But I do see, I have been watching the games where he does make an influence, where his link up play does change the tide of games, where he does pull defenders out of position, allowing Cole or Nani or Neto to get in behind and goal scoring opportunities. I do think he needs to be more clinical in front of the net. Sure. I do think he needs to work on his striking ability, which we've seen some signs of improvement this season versus last season. Maybe better weak foot output. Like, sure, it's a work in progress. As long as he's showing like development and progress, then he's okay in my book. It's not like he's killing my salary. Go ahead.
I'm just having a look on the AFCON point, but obviously we don't have the fixtures. I'm just comparing it to this season. If we did have Osimhen and Jackson, they would miss. If we had both of them, they would miss potentially 5 league games.
Yeah. And can we survive 5 league games without them? I think we can. It's not like we're the only team that's gonna not have players from AFCON. I think depends on who we get as a backup or what we get. Like,
Well, we would be the ones missing the most out of our starting strike force because
Pep got 0.
For Pep got 0. Liverpool have 1.
Pep would have 1. Liverpool would have 1.
Yes, Marmoush. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Marmoush. Right.
City would have 1.
Villa have no one. Arsenal are losing parties, so they have none actually in the strike.
Yeah, they
force,
probably
even
wouldn't.
in their
They're not
team.
really renewing this contract. I don't think. If they do, then
Man United have no one starting because
Ahmad. They'd have Ahmad.
Ahmad. Sorry. Spurs. Who are they?
Newcastle would be missing no one, I think.
Yeah, because Isak is Swedish. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going for
Murphy.
Yeah,
no.
I think so.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because the rest of Brazil and Italian for midfield.
Oh yeah, you have to qualify for Falcon AFCON.
Yeah.
To be fair,
so most of the top sides are missing 1 at most.
I think we'd only be missing 2 though.
Yeah, but it's our striker.
It's both.
Oh, yeah,
I think the issue is that it's the first and the backup. It depends on how Mark Hugh develops. If he would ever be a decent backup, but he's too young, bro. He's too young.
I think there's other ways you can get around it, right? Like I said, Rodgers. I'm more than happy with having Rodgers for 5 games he played off. If we get Rodgers, obviously, I'm more than happy having him for 5 games.
Neto false line wasn't completely ass. It was better than Nkuku, bro.
Neto up front could work. Like again, it all depends on the rest of the team, right? Like if the rest of the team is fine and like defensively we're solid, at the end of the day, then I don't think it's an issue. I think people are thinking it's going to be an issue because they look at how the way our team is composed. Like if our team is composed the way it is this season, next season, then I'll be so honest. Like if, for example, right, if we get Osimhen, we get Huijsen, we get Gehi, Petrovic is our starting keeper. We've obviously got the midfield. We've got the wingers are still the same wingers, but they're in better form. They're in the same form they're showing this season. I don't see the issue because the rest of the team should still be able to perform to a level where we obviously it depends who we play as well. That's going to be a big.
Do you think that's good enough for a challenge? No, because if we make top 4, my objective is once again not to win the league, but to be challenging the league, so that would be within 10 points.
Yes.
Of whoever the league winner. I don't know if that would be good enough for that.
I think it's good enough for that. Like
I don't think it's good enough if our striker and backup are both going to be in AFCON.
I think it's good enough. Again, it's 5 games. Like if those 5 games are the reason
could be Liverpool, it could be a lot of top 4 sides.
No, I agree. It obviously depends on the level, but I'm saying like if it's you look at I'm going to do the comparison this season. If it would have been this season, it would have been Everton, it would have been Fulham, Ipswich, Palace, and Bournemouth. Maybe Wolves as well. I obviously don't know when they would have been back and how it would have worked, right? If that's the level of team we're facing when they're gone, like we should be winning anyway. And if we don't, them not being
thing also, Scott, a point in your favor as well is like, bro, we had Jackson here this game. He didn't perform well, and we still won anyways.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be so honest, those 2 being gone, if for AFCON, should not be the reason we don't challenge for a title. That's never the reason.
If anything, I would have been more worried if they were missing UCL games or something like that. But in the Prem, it should be doable enough.
When did let me have a look at something. I'm trying to see what happened with Liverpool when they lost
Salah.
Mane and Salah.
Mane and Salah. Yeah, that's another really good.
See, those are too big. That's a strike force right there.
That's
a strike force right there.
See what happened that season because this is why for me I understand it's bad, but it's not like it's the end of the world and it's not like it ruins the season entirely. It's just something you have to deal with. Like this is what the top teams have to do. When was the last one? That was 2022. They finished. That was bad. Like they finished second, and were the runners up in the Champions League the last time, like when they were both there and they missed AFCON. Like they were both gone for
in 2021. Was it
2021? Yeah, 2021. They finished second that season and got runners up in the Champions League.
I know it's obviously a big factor, but I feel like the AFCON factor
that was
is overblown.
Sorry, Marshall. That was the season they were 1 point off the title.
Oh, it went down to the
wire.
Wait,
no, 22. No, I'm looking at 2021. They would be third, because AFCON doesn't happen in the summer. It happens in December.
Yeah, no, 21, 22.
No, I'm looking. No, it wouldn't be 21 22, would it? Or
Yeah, it would.
Wouldn't it? No, it would be
Yeah.
2020 21. No.
No,
Oh.
I'm looking
No,
at it.
sorry, you're right.
2021,
No,
yeah,
my bad.
2021 AFCON happened January
that's
9th,
why 1 point. You're correct.
2022. Yeah, that was the season they got. Like, so you can still challenge. You just have to build the rest of your team. Like, then, like I said, it's an issue 100%. I'm not saying it's not an issue, but I think people are overblowing how big an issue it is because we've had to deal with it before when Drogba and Kalu and these moments and SEN went. Like, we had to deal with it then, and we managed to get through it. The rest of your team is built successfully. You can get through it. The reason why we will not challenge for a league or be in a title challenge will not be because they're missing. It'll be because you didn't build the rest of the team to a standard that could compete. Like, for example, next season, like, the only reason, I'll be honest, the only reason it's going to affect us is if Osimhen is. That's cool. This man is bro. This guy looks high or off.
Dude, as a kite, as a kite. Sorry, Scott. My bad, bro.
Bro, this guy, bro. Are you okay, man? This thing's okay. You need to talk.
My man said
I'm
these...
okay, bro. I'm okay, bro. What's going on?
Bro, before we address Ahmed and his demons,
sorry.
Yeah, like, I'll be real. I think the only reason it affects us that badly, CP, with your thing is if like we're literally relying on Osimhen every game to bail us out because the rest of the team. That's where I think it will affect us. And I'll be honest, I think whoever we have as the backup, that'll affect us because they'll not be as good as Osimhen. Like even David, in your example, I still think is going to be a downgrade because he might. And so that's the only way I think it affects us. So I don't think it's going to be massive. And like I said, like for me, just at the end of the day, you fix the striker. If you get Osimhen or Gyökeres or Isak, I could care less what happens to the backup because realistically, they're playing like 800 minutes in all comps of the season. Like then they're barely playing because in the Champions League, it'll be whoever. It'll be say we get Osimhen, he'll be playing basically every league game and basically every Champions League game that he's fit for. The backup striker is going to play 20 minutes in a game here and there, and the cup games, and that's it.
And you know, going back to what CP asked to, like, I let's say we do get it. You know, you asked about challenging for the league next season, and I expect to challenge for the league next season.
If we get top 4, yeah, that's what I want.
If we get into Champions League and all that stuff, it'll be difficult. But if we recruit properly, I think we should be in that discussion. Like, maybe not win the league, but we should be in the discussion.
I'm not saying win. I'm saying within 10
points. It should
points.
be a 3 or a four-man race. Like, it should be between us, Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Like, I don't. There shouldn't really be excuses if you're recruiting properly. Santos should be in the team. We'll see what happens with Ugochukwu, so on and so forth. Like, we should have depth. Like we do need to bolster the center back position. We do need to get another striker, and I think with just those two positions, if you keep a Petrovic or you get another goalkeeper like Kobel from Dortmund, if you work out a deal with him and Karni Chukwuemeka, which is possible, then cool. We can have the discussion about challenging for the league. I do think it is possible if we were to just have a Jackson and a Delap or a Jackson, and we're without Jackson. Because I do think the rest of the team will step up and compensate for the lack of goals that he has. I don't think it's ideal. I do want to get a striker. I do think that's the most ideal way to go about it. But, I mean, Liverpool have an out-and-out goal scorer in Mo Salah, so they get away with not having a striker. If we can get an out-and-out goal scorer from Cole Palmer or something, we can get away with it.
And I'll say this, and to like maybe drag it away a bit from the conversation. I think even today, right? In the past couple of weeks, you could tell that Maresca thinks like, okay, you know, Jackson isn't having the output that I would expect him to have, given the chances that he's having, right? So what am I gonna do, right? So he came up with the solution. I'm gonna put Nani in the left, Neto on the right, see how that works, etc. I think today, for example, I think the team was the best possible 11 he could have put on the field. I think the game plan that he had was a very good game plan, right? I think he made the subs at the right moment, and past that, I think, you know, as we are seeing the season progress, right, we speak about these players. I think Maresca is also gaining more experience in the Prem. Like Marshall said, unfortunate that he has to be learning on the job and that we are in this position, but it is what it is. So given that fact, I think we are one of the, which is crazy to say, given the fact that, you know, we slay our defense this entire season. We have one of the best defensive records in the Prem. we're better than City. I think we're what, 4th? We're tied for 4th. Yeah, we are tied for third. We're tied for third with Forest for best defensive record in the Prem, right? So what does that tell me? That tells me that the system and the players, right? If we upgrade the personnel, if we cut out some of the errors, right? Some of the individual errors that have led to goals this season, more likely than not, it's going to be difficult for teams to really score on us like that. So given that is the case, I think that Maresca could somehow find a solution in the future if we were to lose strikers, given the fact that I see enough evidence to see that in next season, we should make that next step defensively as well to be more solid, to be better. So like we can get away with winning games 1-0, right? Off a Palmer goal, off an Enzo goal, off a Nani goal, and to be able to hold that lead. Because defensively, we will be a more solid team than we were at the beginning of this season.
That was 100% one of the biggest criticism I had this season, which is like, part of the reason I didn't think, like people said, I didn't think we were going to challenge for the league and be in a title race is because like I didn't believe in the defense. Like we were conceding too many goals. We can't get away with the 1-0s. Like, you know what I mean? We've seen in recent games, like at least the second half of the season, where like we have been getting away with 1-0 victories. We've only been losing by very fine margins. Like, what was the biggest scoreline we lost to this season? Like,
City, wasn't it?
City 4-1, was it? Or
probably.
City. What was it? 3-1? I can't remember. And it was at City, right?
Yeah.
It was Man City versus Chelsea. I just gotta.
It was 100% Chelsea. Chelsea versus City. I think that was the biggest margin.
Yeah, 3-1.
There you go. Yeah,
I can't
think that's the biggest one.
Margin. Yeah.
Yep.
So last season, 5-1 or 5-1 to
5-0.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
5-0 to Arsenal. Like we held some big margins.
We got
4-4 to fucking City. Like there was just some games where we were just shit. And one thing we haven't done in the stream yet for the game, I think we have to do it. We almost overlooked it. We got to give Maresca some props because as much as people were like pamming it and getting on his case about, bro, your football's so boring, all this and that, he doesn't change it up. I think he did today. He did change it up a bit in terms of how he was going to approach this. Like he did say, let Liverpool have a little bit more possession, hit them on the counter attack. They have the high line going for them. We have attackers that can beat them on the run and transition. Like, let's take advantage of that. And the subs he made, I think, were effective as well. I think he did take out some subs that, maybe putting Reece James on wasn't necessary.
No, I disagree.
Okay.
No, I think it was good.
Yeah, I think the only sub I didn't like. I think the only sub I didn't like was Gusto, and that's more because I think he was the one player I was talking about earlier.
You know what's interesting, Scott? Is I would have swapped the timings of the subs. I would have brought Reece on and then Gusto. I think that's where
I also think as well the position of where they played, because when Reece came on, he went to right back and Gusto went in midfield. Like that, I would have switched because Gusto came on, and I'll be honest, Gusto looked like he was drunk, like for the short time he played. But outside of like that, I didn't really like. Maresca got everything else.
Yeah, it's not Maresca's fault that Gusto came out like that.
Yeah, no, that's not Maresca. That's Gusto.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the style of play and stuff, I did see this quote and I kind of wanted to get an opinion from you guys, which I don't disagree with Maresca on this. And I feel like I disagree with the notion saying that it's not true. Interview with Sky Sport, Maresca reveals that the main reason for his playing style is that the squad are not good enough for the transition style game. Maresca says all CFC worst games under him was when it became back and forth transition. Wolves 6-2, Brighton 4-2, Newcastle 2-1. Even without focusing on results, that what he's saying isn't true, because if you watch back and look at the goals we scored in the first half of the season, they rarely came from slow and patient buildup. But that's not the point. Like the point is like defensively, if we have Lavia, sure, you might be able to get away with transition football, counterattacking football. But when you don't have Lavia, bro, you can't get away with it. I don't think you can. And I agree with Maresca.
We get opened up in the midfield, bro.
I think Enzo Fernandez is the number one culprit of, like, if we get caught in transition and he happens to lose the ball, the pressure that it puts on Caicedo, it's just too much. I just don't think we can.
Also, Marshall, good luck. By the way, good luck doing transition games against teams that are going to play low blocks against us. That's a big difference.
Also,
like every team after the first like 2.5, 3 months, every team was basically a back six, bro. It was tragic.
Yeah, but also let's like before Scott goes, like let's also put context into these results. The first half against Wolves, we look shaky. Like we were like, oh shit, like we could lose this. Like we weren't dominating. We scored in the second half, I believe, right? The second half is when we scored our 4 goals and we just blew out the game. I think it was a 2-2 going into the first half. I can't remember, but it wasn't like, okay, crap, like we might be losing this game because we had conceded the lead or something. Brighton was another similar one where like the first half we looked a little shaky, and then the second half we solidified, we stayed more organized, and then we ended up winning it. Newcastle wasn't that far off from that either. Like we were shaky. These are games where we get lucky. In another time, the wind's blowing in another direction, we don't get so lucky, and we do lose these games. So like I don't disagree with Maresca. I think he's right. Like we aren't that great in transition as maybe people like to believe. Defensively, like if we had the same attack output in January and we're playing transition, bro, we're a lot further down the league table than we are right now, or in terms of where we were at that time.
I don't know if I agree as much, because like I think depending on where you look at our team, it depends. I think defensively we're not set up defensively, or we don't have enough quality defensively to play transition football. But I think our attack does. I think our attack is good enough to play, and is more suited, I think, to transition football. I'll be honest. The bit that I disagree with is not necessarily disagree with, but I think is interesting to look at, is depending on what you want to believe from people. Is you remember when we at the start of the season when we took Enzo out of the team, put Lavia in, and we look way better defensively, but people were like, oh, we're not creating as much, we're not doing as much with Lavia in the team compared to Enzo. And it's like, you look at like the Arsenal game, for example. Lavia came out, Enzo came in, we created more, but it turned way into a high transition basketball type game. So I don't know, honestly. Like I think, I don't know if I fully agree. Like I think the team can be set up to play transition football. I think we need certain players playing. I think we need Lavia 100%.
Yeah,
but
Lavia 100%.
To say that this team as a whole isn't suited to transition football, I think is just wrong. Because I think it just means
I think our defense isn't. I think that's the biggest point. We do not have.
Exactly.
I think,
without Fofana, the recovery pace is not there, bro, for a high line, for transitions.
I 100% agree with that. Like it's. I think it's the profiles you have, right? If you have someone like a Lavia, you can get away with it. If you have better center backs, you can get away with it. And I think the team, it can suit both styles of play.
For how long did Klopp rely on Van Dijk to be one-on-one and win more often than not?
Bro, remember how his team would fall apart when Fabinho wasn't in the side? Like Fabinho was such a crucial part of his team. And like when Fabinho wasn't there, like they struggled. Yeah,
by the way, this is true, Jardel. If you Jardel's quote, by the way, bring it up because it's true. In the full video, he explains it. But obviously, everybody to get the clicks is not quote the full video.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, like it's again, like I don't disagree. Even if you just take the quote, right? I don't disagree. Like I think right now, with the team that we have right now, if there's no Lavia, you can't get away with it. I think we can see too many goals. It's too risky.
We're too open in the midfield. That's the biggest issue. Like if we get caught in a transition game, as good as Enzo is going forward, he's not getting back to help Caicedo. We are going to see in a transition type game, we're going to see what we were seeing last season, where we have Cucurella a bit further forward. We get caught in transition. Enzo is not getting back in time. So it's Caicedo shielding the backline. If they get by Caicedo, which is not difficult to do because he's one person covering the entire midfield, then it's defense is one-on-one, and because of the quality that we speak about of our center backs, it's an issue.
Yeah. So if we do improve on that, like I said, I'm okay with Maresca doing what he's doing. The one thing I want him to do is improve on it, and that also means like, bro, when we have like an opportunity to score on a transition or create a chance of transition, allow the players to take those opportunities and, you know, have the trust to know that you'll be okay. I think that does depend on some of the player profiles and the consistency there. But like, I don't think we're going to concede off of every single counter attack that we initiate and we don't take advantage of, you know? So it's just one of those, like, I think you should have a mix. I think you can't be one dimensional. And I think you got to learn to add another aspect to the game or allow the game to open up a little more sometimes, whilst also maintaining to whatever rigidness when you have possession and you don't need to counterattack. So I think it's a balanced thing that I think Maresca has to learn being the inexperienced manager that he is. I think this season he has learned a lot. I think this season we saw it happen in January, sticking with players that were in bad form, and then eventually changes it
And
up.
Cuckoo in the 9, man.
Yeah, like then he finally drops in Kunku, whether he's actually injured or not. Like,
And you know what? You know what it is as well, Marshall. By the way, a perfect example of why we cannot play transition football was that Ipswich game. Look at the 2 goals that Ipswich scored on us, bro.
Yeah,
like we do not have the personnel to be doing that week in, week out. We will lose more often than not, and that's exactly what happened last season.
Yeah, no, exactly. And Ipswich punished us for that. It's just
Dark said it perfectly. Yeah, we can go front to back, really nice, but when we have to track back, we just don't. Enzo's not quick enough. Our center backs are not quick enough. Like for all of the good, for example, that we spoke about Trevor and Chalobah, can they get back quick enough the way that Fofana can, or the way that the pacey center backs can? They can. You look at the way that Barcelona play. You think that Barcelona would be playing that way with the Cobol and Chalobah? No, bro, they couldn't.
Yeah, and we all predicted it too at the beginning of the season. Like at some point, the goals are going to dry up. Well, maybe not all of us. I didn't predict that, but a lot of people were saying like at some point the goals.
I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
No, I didn't think it was going to be this bad either. So that's what I mean. Like, if you are playing transition style of football and your goals dry up, then what the fuck do you have? You know, like, I think it's okay to have a balance, and we've seen it. We're Chelsea fans. We've seen like defenses win leagues. So if you want to focus on defense and then get the attack output to come afterwards, by all means, man. Like, as long as it actually does happen. And listen, look today, we scored 3 goals, bro. Well, 2, really, if you don't want to count the own goal. Like, at one point, we were struggling to get more than 1 goal. Now we're back to, like, we have some attacking output. We conceded a silly goal, but it was only 1 goal. We got to keep clean sheets, but, hey, you never know. Football is football. Brighton almost beat Newcastle. Newcastle got lucky and got a goal in there, so it's a 1-1. So we're tied at points with Newcastle.
Tied on goal difference as well because of the penalty
tied on
at the
goal
end.
difference as well, yeah. Which is what kind of annoys me about the 1 goal we conceded, because if we did keep a clean sheet, then we're ahead of them. And yeah, we'll see what happens. The next game is against Newcastle in the Premier League. Obviously, we're gonna have Djurgården as well on Thursday to kick things off, and hopefully, please no.
Let the kids rock, man. Let the kids rock. We're up 3 at home. Let the kids rock.
Yes, please, because I don't need any BS from this game. Just get to the final and then prepare for Newcastle. And please, Chelsea, just show up. Even if you get a draw, that's okay. Get a win, but even if you get a draw, you can get away with it. But let's get these results, because they're almost there. They're almost there. This was like a good game where I think a lot of fans finally said like, oh shit, you know what? They actually were in contention for UCL football. I shouldn't have counted them out. Like, a lot of people seem to be turning around now and saying, even the big social media guys that said it's done. After Ipswich, they said it was done. It's done. Or no, after Brentford, they said it's done. Or the hopes is done. It's like, all right, well, if it's done, then why is it back on now? All right, whatever. But
I mean, also, I gotta say as well, just in general, shout out to the team, man. That we needed these 3 points, and as much as people want to try to discredit because of the way Liverpool's rotation, and they were drunk, etc., we still had to do our job, and we could have made it 5-1. So for me, like I said, this was a performance that I wanted to see going into these last run of games. This was a performance. This was a big statement. And I'm looking forward better.
We're now getting performances and results.
That's what I'm saying. We got both. This is what I want to see: performances and results. We're finally we're here. The promised land, performance and a result.
I'm just saying, tied with points with Poch's finished last season. We got 3 more games that we could potentially finish on 72, like I said. Also, again, you haters, you Chelsea fans, you negativity merchants, don't let me be right, because I did tell you nothing is stopping Chelsea from going back to the form that they were in before. Lo and behold, it looks like that's happening, like I said it would happen. But okay, it's not over yet. We will. Yeah, tomorrow. That's another factor I forgot to mention. The pressure is now on Nottingham Forest. Pressure is now on Nottingham Forest going up against a Crystal Palace team that maybe they don't put out their best side, maybe they don't put out the strongest side, but it's still a formidable side. Like, let's not pretend it's not a formidable side. Yeah. All right.
Crystal Palace is at home as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, at Selhurst Park. So it could end up being a messy time for us. So
Yeah, and there's another thing as well. It's a good point. Yeah, if United get to the final, which they should, then the final is literally 3 to 4 days after they play us. We will see a squad full of academy kids.
Yeah. Jason, listen, I'm not denying it. My hope was dwindling after Ipswich, but I said, let's see what happens against Everton. If you get a win against Everton, my hope will be a little bit more restored, and then we'll go from there. So at no point did I say we're not going to get it. I did say, like, now I'm really doubting it, but yeah, I never said it wasn't possible. So, like a lot of people were saying, it was not possible. But all right, guys, we're gonna close it out. Big up to the panel. Big up to everyone that joined us today. Big up to the chat as well. Every single one of you who have smashed up the like button, we appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please do so. It does help out the channel with the algorithm. Nice to see everyone now comes out of their shells when we're winning, and we're winning ways rather than hiding like it was. Like, listen, yo, guys, I'll be so real with you. The channel's been struggling. Partially because I haven't been uploading as much, but also because, like, yo, when Chelsea doesn't win, when Chelsea are struggling, bro, content creators struggle because you guys check out, and I don't blame you. I stopped watching nearly as much content because I don't want to hear the bullshit from people anymore. So hey, I understand where you guys are coming from, but hey, keep the winning ways, Chelsea, so the channel keeps growing. Casually FC keeps going up and up, like Chelsea should be going up and up. But smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. If you just discovered us, helps us out tremendously. Check out the links below for more content. RSM's channel, my channel, Ahmed, all the Twitter channels. I have my own personal YouTube as well, and my content and music that I make as well, all in the link tree down below. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on today. Keep time stamping if you're into time stamping agenda because you want to have receipts. Go ahead. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. But yeah, go ahead and do that. And memberships. 4 different tiers starting at 99p, and if you are at the proper casual tier and higher, you get a shout out at the end of every show, and that's going to go out to Daniel, TM127, EE, Dark, Adrian, A, Soliman. Big up to you guys for your support, and big up to everyone else who has also been supporting the channel as well. When's the Casually merch dropping? Let's get to 5K first, and then we can discuss Casually merch. So yeah, once we get there, maybe we'll consider it for sure. But guys, we're gonna raid out. Let me just make sure he's still live real quick. Hopefully he is. Let's see. Ooh, I don't think he is now. Crap. Wait, let me just check one more time. Truce. I was gonna raid out the Patrick, but I think he's offline now. Damn, he is. Okay, so I'll just switch it up. We'll raid out to Sarcasm City as we always do. I was trying to switch it up, make it a little spicy from time to time. But yeah, we'll raid out to Flawless over on Sarcasm City. He's doing the Mandem Talk. I think, what is it? Is it not? It's not Mandem Talk. What's his show called? I'll look it up right now. It's okay. He's doing the United Liverpool podcast Barbados edition. So yeah, go ahead, show him some support, show him some love, smash up the like over on his end, copy and paste the message as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. I think, oh yeah, we're gonna do if you're listening right now, Wednesday is gonna be a call-in show. So if you want to call in, talk your shit, have your say
after a win, nice. After
a win. Yeah, if you want to talk your shit after a win, by all means, be negativity. Come on in and have your say. And we'll see. We'll see what happens on Wednesday. So Wednesday's a call-in show. Thursday's the Your Garden match reaction, and then we'll see how the weekend goes. I'm sure I'm gonna bring Casually Chelsea show back as well. So big up to every single one of you. Have a wonderful night. As always, stay casual and peace.
Peace.